This broadcast of the DDBBL on PTV Channel O and Power FM Special Events is brought to you by HM Mechanical in association with Ada Care, Smart Move Conveyancing and Livewired Electrical.
It looks as though Rex Tooley and number 19 Alex Welsh stride into the crease for the Blazers. Darcy Murphy's going to be opening the bowling for Livewired Lightning, and I'd predict that leading run scorer Sam Neal will open the bowling from the other end. Interestingly, today in this round we've got leading wicket taker Alex Welsh playing for the Blazers, leading run scorer Sam Neal playing for the Lightning, so plenty of action from those two guys there. Joining me in the commentary box is the one and only Denny Colborne, coach of the Livewired Lightning. Denny's just going to mic up and join me. Bye, buds. Scorers are right. Darcy Murphy's ready to bowl. Away we go. Murphy to Welsh. Quick single to the man from the north of England.
Turn it on. You want to mute yourself.
Right, yeah.
Don't hold it down. Turn it on.
None for one.
Yep.
We have been treated to an absolute magnificent day out here at Highfields Sports Park. Been a bit of rain about earlier this week, but the grounds have got through it and it's looking an absolute picture. Danny, welcome.
Thanks very much, Kent. How are you going?
Fantastic, mate. Even better seeing big Darcy Murphy rampaging down the pitch and sliding one through Rex Tooley's defences there.
Absolutely, mate. He bowled really well in that first game. It was a good wicket for our bowlers. Bowling a bit of line and length.
I've been talking to Darcy's white ball coach in Brisbane, Nathan Dodd, who does the T20s and one days for West down there, and he rates Darcy Murphy's white ball bowling very highly.
Definitely. He's got that good change up, and I'm glad he's on our team this year. He did some damage to us last year in one of the games.
Yep.
But his change ups and that sort of thing are good, and he gets that bounce. Gets a really good bounce.
Yeah, well, when you're coming from the clouds, there's every chance that you should get good bounce.
Yeah, it's a shame that you and I aren't that tall, mate. We'd have been better.
Oh, wouldn't we have been dynamic had we had
height?
Oh,
mate, we would have been awesome.
Height, good looks, high ball, man coming in, drops short of him. One run to Welsh behind square. Yeah, neither you nor I were blessed with the fast bowler's height, were we?
No, we were not, unfortunately. Hopefully my son gets a bit taller than me, that'd be good.
I see he's been in the gym working on his calves.
Yeah. Well, he's a muscle man.
I've seen plovers with bigger legs.
Oh, mate, I've seen birds with bigger legs.
Well, that's a plover, mate.
Oh, that's a plover. There you go. Other birds. No, we'll just leave that one, eh?
Okay, I've sledged the Colborne family. I'll stop now.
That was pretty good, though.
You like that?
Yeah, that was good.
Didn't take me long. First over and I'm India.
Well, the last time I was here, I was with Brad Spanner, mate, and that was awesome.
There would have been some stories.
There were some stories.
Greetings to Uncle Brad if he's out there. We miss story time with Brad Spanner.
We do. It's always good fun, that's for sure. But yeah, always a good day. Always got a story, the big fella.
I've been officiating in the BPL this last week, and Brad's Darling Dingoes under 18s were playing where I was at, and Yeah, you can't just walk past and keep going. You've got to stop for a chat and get an update from Brad on what's going on.
I certainly do, mate. Certainly do. And it's worthwhile stopping too. It's always a laugh, particularly when him and Adrian Biggood get together.
Pair of gooses.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
All right, so none for 4 off the first over. No major action in that one. Murphy with a pretty decent start there.
Yeah, good start that. The catch would have been good.
Well, it depends whose point of view you're looking from, Denny.
Well, that is very true. From my point of view, that would have been an awesome catch to take. But anyway, that's all right.
Sam Neal starting up. So you guys have resisted the urge to start with spinners. You're just happy to go with the seamer straight up, bucking a bit of a T20 trend.
Mate, I have no control over that. Das is out there, and he's got full control while he's on the field. So
dangerous giving Darcy that kind of power.
Mate, fast bowlers.
Yeah, I'm surprised he lets a spinner bowl at all. Actually, you don't have that much. Oh, no. Got a fair bit of spin there.
Oh, come on, mate. Jeez. We tried to pick a few. Actually, Tommy Sip and was the pick of our spinners last game. He bowled really well.
I was up here for his first over where he dropped a couple short and went the journey, but
yes.
Controlled it after that.
Yeah, very much so. He learned from those. And he went a bit fuller and bowled really well, mate. Bowled really well.
So in your earlier game, wide ball and 4 runs. Ouch. In your earlier game, you guys rock and rolled the previously undefeated Hip Pocket Rockets, pinned them down to 120, and then helped yourselves to 4 for 123. How many overs did it take you to chase them down?
I think it was 10.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. So comprehensive victory then.
Oh yeah, it was, mate. We, as I said, the boys bowled really well. Really good line and length bowling. Sam and Das were just outstanding, and we managed to get a few quick wickets and held them back, and then got the big wicket of Luke Neal. Always good to get the big fella out.
Now, interestingly enough, I was here, and as an old fast bowler, you would have enjoyed it. Sam Neal running in and bouncing his brother and dropping him on his back.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
and then obviously Darcy finished the job and got him out. So Luke's won 2 Player of the Match awards so far. So that was probably the pivotal wicket for you guys.
Oh, definitely. Mate, Luke's a quality player, absolute quality player. And when you got him in the team, there's always a chance that they're going to get more than 120.
Yep.
Even at an early stage. So to get him out when we did was critical. And from there, the boys kept the pressure. And
so there must have been a bit of a fight back from Hip Pocket. I think I left here when they were 4 for 20.
Yep.
Hamal Shah got a few, and is it the young Pommy guy? Yeah.
Yeah, no, he batted really well actually.
Came out and moosed a couple, didn't he?
He did. We dropped him before he actually started moosing them. But, should have been out fairly reasonably easy catch on the boundary. He should have been out before he started.
Yep.
But again, I mean, catches, you got to take your catches. And if you don't, you're going to pay for it. So.
Well, I mean, had you taken that catch, not that you've really struggled in the run chase, but you take that catch and life would have been even easier for you.
A lot easier. I reckon that probably cost us maybe 40 runs.
Yep.
In the end.
Yep. And because we're at a critical point of the competition right now where net run rate's going to play its part. So you guys had a good net run rate victory there, but a whole heap of teams are now on 2 victories, and net run rate's probably going to play a part on who lands where for the semi-finals race.
Oh, definitely, mate, definitely. And those little things, as you said, they always help. And when Sam Neal, what happened there?
Wide. The old appeal when it goes down leg side. You would never have employed some sneaky tactic like that, would you?
Mate, I in one game I remember I was bowling and it was against Alan Black, and it was down leg side, and I've bowled it, hit something on the way through, got caught behind. Everyone was going up except for me. I didn't even realise he hit it. Sometimes, mate. Sometimes everyone out. Every other time was out. So.
Sam Neill to Alex Welsh by the looks of it. Welsh just plops it behind square on the offside for a single.
Mm-hmm.
Score moves to 13.
After Sam Neill got out, he came in and said he wasn't batting for 20 overs. So I think he was in the mood to hit a few over the boundary. But yeah. But no, with this, if you can get through the power play in some sort of reasonable shape, makes life easy when you're the bowling team.
Yep.
Particularly when the spinners come on next, that sort of thing. And the boundary is, what's about 40 metres today?
No, mate, 50. Thank you. So the outfields have copped a fair drilling over the off-season with the wet weather and the football codes on them. So it's definitely not ideal for cricket after all of that. But in the end, we're pretty lucky to have gotten on today. And it's actually...
The wicket's really good.
Well, the wickets were never in doubt. We always expected them to be good quality, but big concerns for the outfield. So it's great to see they're playing pretty well, actually. Yeah,
no, this is probably the best condition it's been in for cricket this early in the year.
Yeah.
Soccer's usually carved it up pretty well.
Yeah, well, traditionally September's still soccer season too. So to be fair to our footballing friends, we appreciate the use of the facilities when it's actually traditionally still soccer time. So
absolutely,
we're definitely thankful for what we have.
Yes. Oh, definitely, mate. Definitely. It's looking a treat. Nice and green. Reasonable cover.
Tooley climbs into that one. 6 runs straight over the bowler's head. Not one for the purist. Free the arm. Smart move. Conveyancing replay. Denny, you watch this.
Oh, thanks, mate. I don't really want to, but anyway.
Rex Tooley just drops the old front shoe straight down and bangs Murphy back over his head for 6 runs.
I don't think Murphy would be pretty keen on that, having that replay.
No, big Melman. But we'll see how he responds. I'll go with slower leg cutter. No, pace on. Tooley just...
Pace on edge to third man.
I'm not going to say edge. I'm going to say I think Rex meant to just drop that one down behind square for the easy single.
Oh, come on, mate. You got to say something big controversial.
We got to look after the bowlers, don't we? You know, in the last game, Grammer versus Ada Care.
Do tell.
Alex Welsh took 4 wickets.
Yeah.
And Zach Beveridge scored 20 runs.
Yeah.
And the umpires gave Zach Beveridge player of the match.
Really?
So to me, a wicket's worth 20 runs.
Yeah.
So I say Welshie's got 80 runs in that.
Definitely.
And anything a batsman does these days, magnificent.
Everyone wants to give the batsman the benefit there.
It's not often that I stand up for left arm slow bowlers because I can't call Welshie a spinner.
No. No, that's true. We'll just call him left arm slow.
Yeah. But the guy took 4 wickets. Oh, bang. Tooley, 6 runs again over cover.
No, I think that's Welshie there.
That's Alex.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Smart move, conveyancing replay here.
Oh.
29. 29 off 3 overs. So after a pretty conservative start, the Grumman Blazers have moved along quite nicely to be sitting just under 10 runs and over. Coach, what are you going to do here? Your star seamers are copping a little bit of treatment. Do you make changes? What would you do? If you were the captain, you've given him the ultimate power. Will he bowl himself for a 3rd over?
I think he might, actually. Oh, look, I think the boys got a bit full there. Particularly those 2 sixes off the front foot. Or 1 6 and 1 4, I should say.
If you're... no, not 2 sixes.
2 sixes. There you go.
He does. Sam does. Sam Neill has a good quality bouncer, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
There's not a lot of change in the action, and
no, there isn't. He surprised one of the Rockets batsmen
his brother.
earlier.
His brother.
No, for his wicket.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. George Casey.
George
Right at
Casey.
the end, yeah. Surprised him with a sharp, short one and got caught mid on. So it was a fair delivery.
Very good.
Nice and quick.
Just going to give the sponsors a little bit of a plug here. Danny, do you ever thought about getting over to HM Mechanical to get your mechanical work done on your vehicles, or is that all work supplied your vehicles?
Work supplies my vehicles. So, yeah.
But if it wasn't,
absolutely.
you'd be backing HM Mechanical.
Oh, definitely. Every day of the week.
Yep. Good man. Good man. And
Quality mechanics.
as you age, I'm sure Adacare is forefront of your mind for your bedding and aged care requirements.
I think
Single there to Thule.
I think I might need one before I get that much older, mate. That'd be good. I think Dan should supply one to the coaches, so he can just go for ride around the oval.
At
to
very
talk to the
least,
bowlers.
I'm actually a little bit disappointed in Dan this year not supplying me with my
That was good last year.
in between the ground vehicle.
Yeah, you enjoyed that last year.
Could you tell?
I could tell. Yes. There was a lot of smiling.
I'm a happy man, mate. When you're involved in a competition like this, what's not to be happy about?
Well, exactly right.
So Sam Neal, in he comes to Alex Welsh. Oh, Welsh chops on. All right, one back to the Livewired Lightning there.
Nice.
Smart Move Conveyancing replay, Danny.
A smart conveyancing replay.
Smart Move Conveyancing replay.
My apologies to Smart Move Conveyancing. Yeah, I'll take that replay, mate. Yeah, that'd be a good one. Up until now, it's been all sixes.
Alex probably just trying to, it's hard from this angle to tell, but probably just trying to run one that might have been a bit too close to the
Bit
body.
too close, yeah, by the look of it.
I'm sure he'll be...
Oh, if you were talking to Sam Neal, he would have beat him all ends up and came back in. And
Came back in
Yeah.
a foot, swung away, cut back in a foot,
yeah,
stitched him right up.
yeah.
Who we got? Number 21, Mitch Doolan. Big
Mitch
Mitch.
Doolan.
So he's a veteran of the DDBBL, played all 3 seasons thus far.
Has he?
Was responsible for line marking gate down in Gatton in the first season. Barely got out of Gatton alive, but he lived to fight another day, playing first and second grade for Norths in Brisbane, I believe.
Oh, right, yeah. Oh, he's playing with Sammy Neal, who's bowling at the moment, and sorry, mate.
Mitch's granddad Terry is here today as well, watching on. So he's the president of Mackay Cricket.
Oh, right.
If anyone
It's a long
knows.
trip from Mackay.
Oh yeah, but this is the people that DDBBL brings, Denny. Yeah, good pace there from Sam.
Bring them from everywhere.
Yeah, we do.
We do. It's good to see.
To be honest, it's great to have the president of Mackay with Sunday Cricket here. They're pretty much a shining light for regional cricket and facilities. They've got the magnificent Harrop Park up there that basically international quality ground and
It's
multiple grounds. Yeah,
cracking facility.
fantastic place, isn't it? They've
It
got
is.
WBBL up there in a fortnight's time, I think.
Oh, right.
Also just built a $25 million media centre.
Really?
And I reckon
That
if
would-
Toowoomba Cricket got $25 million, we could make that go a fair way.
I think we could.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be with a media centre either.
No, I think we'd have to do a bit for our facilities first.
It's a little bit.
But yeah, it's interesting how somewhere like Mackay have such a grand facility. They've really done well for themselves.
They certainly have. I think, probably mining town up there. There's probably a little bit of money floating around there. So sponsorship would be a big thing, I would imagine.
Yes indeed.
That sort of stuff. Obviously grants and that sort of thing. So being a regional town or centre, they'd be on the short list for some of those grants, I'd imagine.
Yep. Especially being a place now that is capable of hosting pretty major cricket games, they
Oh, definitely.
would attract a lot of funding. All right, Murphy giving himself another over.
Yeah, told you. If that was me, I would have. Silly fast bowlers.
You'd be running in trying to bowl about 4 bounces and over in this.
Oh, I knew if you were there, Ken.
Murphy trundling on in with his little run up there, just outside off stump.
Actually, I must say that when I saw Murph come in this morning and getting a bit of pace and bounce out of the wicket,
You got the twitches?
yeah, the shoulder started twitching a little bit, so
My shoulder doesn't twitch anymore.
doesn't it?
No. No. I sometimes have to bowl while I'm coaching, and yeah,
Not good.
shoulder doesn't want to bowl anymore.
My throwing's gone.
My throwing's okay actually. I
Oh, right.
can't throw long distance, but
Yep.
over a pitch it's still okay. But
No, I can't throw long distance anymore, and even over the short distances, the shoulder still hurts a lot till it warms up. And then I probably got a good over in me.
I would and I know you don't, but I would love to see Rex Tooley go silly. He does have the capabilities within him to start launching a few bombs. So
He does. He's a good young player, Rex.
apparently he scored 100 this week for one of the Queensland, might have been under 19 or under 17 teams.
Schoolboys?
Schoolboys.
Yeah, Queensland schoolboys. Yeah, he got amongst the runs. I think it was 145. He got.
Had to bat out at the end of the day and get through that, and then come in the next day and launch his attack.
Yeah. No, he's certainly a quality young player.
Not shy on hitting the ball.
No, that's for sure.
Murphy into Tooley. Rex just rocks back and doesn't get all of it, but all of it will not matter because you still get 4 runs.
Yeah, it's about 30-metre boundary goes that way.
Oh, Denny, don't do this to me.
Oh, I love you, Kent. No, it's a hard 50, mate. It's a hard 50 metres. Although I think you'd have some argument from the spinners there.
Oh well, we all have to bowl on it.
We do. No, on this sort of pitch, you've really got to watch your line and your length.
Single there to Tooley.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to tonight's game too.
Who's playing tonight? Rob
Scan and Adacare, but
Adacare.
the old night game at Highfields. Geez, we've lived here. We've lived through blizzard. We've lived through dust storms. One night it turned orange out there. I'm expecting tonight to be a lot less eventful as far as weather goes, and I'm looking forward to getting these lights turned on.
Yeah, definitely.
Be fantastic. Ooh, Murphy sneaks one through there. Smart Move Conveyancing is one of our other sponsors. As you heard, 1 for 38 after 5 overs. Smart Move Conveyancing. Our good friend Justin Shine is a member of there. You would have played a good few years against Justin, wouldn't you?
Oh, I played many years against Shiny. Yes. Always a good competitor.
Good competitor, good golfer,
Good golfer.
good dancer.
I don't remember. I don't think I've been out with Shiny on the grog. But I can imagine he would be, knowing
He's a good
Shiny.
mover. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, Danny, thank you for your
That's no
contribution to
problem.
the commentary today.
No worries at all. Thanks
great.
for having me.
Always a pleasure, my friend.
Apologies
We'll,
for a few slip-ups, mate.
we'll see you soon.
Okay, mate.
Cheers, mate. Joining me in the comm box now is Rob Fitzgerald of the Grammar Blazers. Michael Dow has come on to bowl the last over of the power play. Michael, a local player for Western Districts here in Toowoomba. Rob Fitzgerald, welcome.
Good afternoon, Kent. How are things going?
Oh, mate, perfect. Sitting here watching cricket. Got you in the comm box with me. Could it be any better?
Not today. Hey, what a splendid day Toowoomba is today.
Isn't it? You get to come up to Toowoomba from, where are you, Gold Coast or Brisbane?
I'm based out of Jimboomba, mate, so halfway between Brizzy and Bow Desert.
Yeah, okay. So, a little bit of a different climate up here, cooler weather climate. You still make the effort. A veteran of DDBBL. This is your third stint, isn't it?
Second, mate. Second. I ended up missing last year due to COVID, all that sort of stuff. So
we all missed last year.
There was no comp last year, mate, which was I was really looking forward to after playing the season before.
Yep.
Such a really good concept, Kent. So I always enjoy coming up here, playing some T20 cricket.
Mate, fantastic to have you. It's great to have people come from outside competitions and get involved. So your major outdoor cricket's played on the Gold Coast?
Yeah, so last season I was playing for Albert and Ormo.
Yep.
In the Gold Coast comp there. I'm playing first grade, so I'm having a shift of scenery this year, so I'm actually going to play more local cricket for Jimboomba Bush Rangers. So
mighty Bush Rangers.
So once I get back from the Indoor Cricket World Cup in October, I'll have a month off just to recuperate the body and mind a little bit, and then I'll jump on board with the mighty Bush Rangers.
That's the way. Now let's get into the indoor cricket. So. Along with Lyle, you're one of the stalwarts, Lyle Teskey, you're one of the stalwarts of Queensland indoor cricket and Australian indoor cricket. How long have you been playing for Queensland?
Alright, so I have played pretty much from 1999 all the way through to now. So I actually started off in the under 18 division.
Yep.
Played 3 years there and then straight into the open men division in 2002 and haven't missed a year yet. So my body's telling me now that it's getting a little bit older, a little bit sorer, but I just enjoy getting up and playing with all the young guys, mate. So I'd like to be able to go for a little bit longer if I could.
Fantastic, mate. So you've taken fielding in the sweeper position in indoor cricket to a whole new level. You used to throw your muppets in at sweeper, but now you've actually made it a position of choice for many.
Yeah, so a lot of hard work there in the years to try to perfect what I do there. So so the bowling lines in indoor cricket varies a little bit to that of the outdoor cricket version. So we tend to bowl more of a leg stump sort of line, and the leg side sweeping position along with the leg side position becomes really important positions in the field. And you've
positioned yourself as leg side sweeper. It's not offside. Your spot is leg side sweeper. Yep.
Yeah. So I think it was back in about 2006. We had a national carnival up in Mackay, and I ended up fielding there for a couple of games, and really took quite a few wickets and stuff. And pretty much since then, I've just made leg side sweeping my own position.
So what's the essence of leg side sweeping in indoor cricket, mate?
I just have to read the play and then get into position early.
You do get, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm too old and fat to play effective indoor cricket anymore, but you do get to the ball in position to throw, don't you?
Yep. So I've done half the work already before I actually throw the ball. So I'm in a throwing position when I actually, catch the ball. So at least that way it's, you catch the ball and then a quick release. Much the same here in outdoor cricket. So, the longer you've got the ball in your hands, the, more metres the actual batters can actually run. So it's all about, centimetres in, both T20 cricket and that of indoor cricket as well. So, the less time we've got the ball in our hands, the best chance we've got of gaining those run-outs.
Excellent. Tom Sipple, young leg spinner from Ipswich Hornets, on for the Lightning. So how do you, every year coming back for indoor cricket, how do you keep coming back all the time?
I just love playing the game of indoor cricket. But I think what really pushes me to, keep going year after year after year is seeing a lot of the young, players coming through. I really don't want them to, have the edge on me. So I try to make sure that I'm always, up and about around them, just making sure that, I'm always keeping up with them. At the moment I can't keep up with the young boys. I think it might be time to give it away, but at the moment I'm still keeping up with them,
Feeling
still
good.
enjoying it. So, as long as those two aspects still stay in play, mate, I'll keep going for a few more years.
So, indoor cricket, renowned for a bit of chat between players. You enjoy the witty banter. Just press pause on that, mate. That's a wicket to the Livewired Lightning. Who is that? Rex out? Is that Tooley out, or is it Mitch Doolan? Mitch Doolan
Mitchy Doolan, man.
making way. Smart move, conveyancing replay here, Rob. Looks as though he might have just played across that when he might have kept it straight. Tom Sipple doesn't spin him that much, so might have just overplayed his hand there a little, I think.
Looked like he's just half yorked himself there and played across the line.
Yeah, so back to the banter. You love it?
Yeah, it's not as feisty as it used to be, back 10, 15 years ago. We were talking off camera a bit earlier about how hard the actual game was and stuff. So the actual banter is still there today.
Yep.
But it's just not as elusive as what it used to be. It's just in all forms of sport, you pick and choose your targets. So if someone's under a little bit of pressure, obviously you'll let them know.
Push that button a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay. 2 for 42 after almost. It is after 7 overs. What do you reckon, mate? He is in a good position here.
We're going steady at the moment. So if we don't lose another wicket between now and the turnover mark, that'll set us up really good to hit 140, 150.
Do you think 140 is around about the target?
140, 150 would be I reckon about par.
Okay. Michael Dow coming in. 2 runs to Tooley. Geez, he hits the ball clean, Rex, doesn't he? He just pushes it and gets the easy 2.
He's a strong lad there, Rexy. So I'd like to see a couple of balls fly over the boundary. It'd be nice.
Not enough kids called Rex these days, is there?
No.
Should be more of it. All right. Let's delve into your knowledge of cricketers. He's just been plugged for an easy 2. Where's he going? Full or short?
He's going hard length, top and middle.
Yeah, pretty accurate. JP O'Kennedy out there in the deep. Our South African friend who's been over here in Australia for a good while now, but still talks with his strong South African accent. Lovely man, JP. So, upcoming indoor cricket World Cup.
Yep. So we end up leaving Monday week. So Monday the 3rd of October, we head down to Melbourne.
Nice.
So
Casey Stadium again.
At Casey Stadium there.
So you just had nationals there, didn't you?
Yeah. So had nationals there back in June. Queensland winning that one again against Australian Capital Territory.
Do you ever not win nationals, Queensland?
Yeah, no, we do go through stages where we don't win. So
what? Once every 10 years you lose one, or?
Sometimes. It's so we've got a really good record at playing in national carnival finals. So since I've started playing in the Open division since 2002. There's been 2 times where we actually haven't played in a national titles final, and coincidentally that's actually been both times up here in Toowoomba.
There you go. And then Australia just don't lose, do they? Have you as an Australian player ever lost a series or a World Cup?
We've never ever lost a World Cup final. We've lost World Cup matches, and I have been involved in a series defeat back in 2006 against South Africa over there in South Africa.
I hear it. Deep ball, Murphy under it and takes the catch. That's Rex Tooley out. Little bonus there for Michael Dow getting that wicket. Just putting a slight bit of pressure on you Blazers now.
Yeah, so that wicket there hurts a little bit. That'll slow down the run rate. So hopefully Troy Gursky here can get his eye in and bat right through the way to the death.
How many games of indoor cricket for Queensland and Australia do you reckon you played with Troy Gursky?
Played. So for Australia, I've played probably about 20 odd tests with Bubs.
Yep.
And Queensland, there's quite a few more. So probably 50, 60 thereabouts.
So that's a lot of games in high level sport together, isn't it?
Yeah. And Bubs has been one of the great indoor cricketers to ever play the game, mate. So
So what's the secret? So you're athletically built. You can get nice and high off the ground in the field. You bowl well. You swing the ball. Nothing against Troy. I'm rocking a similar shape, but what's the key to his success? Because he's not your typically built indoor cricketer, is he?
No, Troy. He's like just the knowledge and the reading of the actual game is like very very hard to to actually learn all that on the run. So Troy's been playing indoor cricket, or was playing indoor cricket there for a long time. Since like the under 17, under 18 level.
Yep.
It's just a really good leader. Just reads the game really really well.
Is he a calculated captain, or does he do a lot of things off field? Because I played a lot of outdoor cricket with him, and he, like Shane Warne, I guess, just has a feel for what's happening and bases a decision off that.
100% right there. So very very smart tactically. Uses his brains a hell of a lot to adjust the field. So we do adjust the field, adjust the lengths and all that sort of stuff in indoor cricket as well. So he's got a mind for that, and if he sees something that needs to happen, he'll just change it straight away.
Tom Sipple starting the 9th over, just going for a single out to deep cover. Big Bad Bubs on strike to Tom Sipple. Troy's played against his uncles and Tom's uncles and father, and I don't think he's going to be blocking too many balls against young Tom. Tom's having a bit of a breakout season with the ball for the Ipswich Hornets. He's a bat who bowls good leg spin, but his leg spin's going quite well at the moment. Flattened it out quite a bit. You ever bowled any spin?
I tried once when I was half injured and it didn't go well. I was absolutely pumped. Ooh.
I tried an over a spin once and went for 30 overs. Never ever again.
No?
No.
If you're a pace bowler, I think you're always a pace bowler.
Oh, there's a few that have... I don't know if you remember Ian Black. He was a very good indoor cricketer. Bowled really quick in indoor, but bowled spin in outdoor.
Yeah. Actually, I was talking to Troy earlier today that there's a few outdoor cricketers that have that play indoor cricket that bowl spin and outdoor cricket, but they come and bowl medium pace swingers in indoor cricket. So Clive Rose is an example of that, who is playing for the Hobart Hurricanes there, who's actually playing in our Australian team in 2 weeks' time.
Nice.
Bowls left tweakers in outdoor cricket. Comes and plays indoor cricket and bowls left medium pace and swings the ball around a little bit with a change up as often.
Has a fairly decent change up.
Yeah.
You didn't think about growing the man bun in honour of Clive?
Definitely not. And Clive has actually got his man bun back again.
Nice. Man bun or just a mun? Do we call it a mun?
No, whatever you want to call it, mate.
All right, good over by Tom Sipple. He's actually put a bit of pressure on Troy Gursky there. So 3 for 47 after 9 overs. I'm saying the Blazers are a little bit on struggle street here.
Yeah. So young Sip, bowled a really good tidy over there. The ball was skidding through a fair bit then. So and Troy had a little bit of trouble playing him off the back foot.
just trying to dab at it as opposed
Yeah.
to getting the fast Troy Gursky hands through it.
Yeah.
Now, the other sponsor I haven't spoken about thus far is Livewired Electrical. Obviously electricians, but they love their horses, they love their cricket, they own BPL teams, DDBBL teams. Just can't get enough of looking after cricket in this region. All right, bowling change. JP O'Kennedy bowling some left arm slowness here. Leaving the cap on because the bald Barnett doesn't want to get burnt, I assume. Pretty wily character, JP. Just slides one past the bat there. Down a deep third man for a couple of runs. So back in the day, Fitz, we used to, a fair few of us used to play indoor and outdoor. Similar numbers these days, or has it dropped off a bit?
So pre-COVID, I thought the numbers picked up a fair bit.
Right.
There was the National Indoor Cricket League that was played nationwide.
That's right.
That was run by Cricket Australia.
And ICL.
Yep. So the NICL. So back pre-COVID, numbers was really
Murphy
good.
underneath that and
Always
spills
built
it.
that. I think that's a turning point there. So hopefully we can capitalise here on getting a few more runs.
Yeah,
So
opportunity there for Zach Beveridge. Gets away with that one. Dropped by his good mate Darcy Murphy. Gursky pounds that one back at O'Kennedy. He drops it into the umpire's feet. I think we need a smart move conveyancing replay on that delivery. A lot to unpack there, Fitz.
yeah.
No smart
So
move.
two drops in two balls there by both Zach and Troy.
You consider that one a drop chance, or is he just protecting himself?
No, he's absolutely dropped that one there.
So I've got 3 for 51 off 9.3. Rob's with us for another 3 balls. Give us the verdict, mate. Is in front, on par, or behind?
I think we're probably just a tad beyond, probably about 10 to 15 runs behind at the moment, but we've got nearly 10 overs to play. We can still go at 10 and over and hit our score of 140 to 150.
Tell you what, how good is it having those kids screaming in the background behind us?
Oh, great, isn't it?
Just nothing like bursting eardrums. Single there to Gursky, just lobs one down to deep square. Well, Rob,
Halfway mark, up 10 overs, 3 for 54.
mate, thank you very much for joining us in the box. All the best with Indoor Cricket World Cup. And please join us again post World Cup, and we can at least talk about your retirement.
No, not just yet. So I've still got a few more years left, mate. So providing the body holds up and I'm still enjoying it, I'll keep playing. So
Sliding into Masters cricket.
No, I don't think I'll be playing Masters cricket. I'll be playing Opens for as long as I can go. So if Vinesh Bennett can still be playing for the Australian side when he's 47, I can keep going for a few more years, and I'm only 39. So
Only 39. I love the
39.
way you say that. Troy Gursky departs. Score 4 for 54 off 10.1. Mate, thank you very much.
No worries, Ken.
Talk to
Thank
you
you,
again
mate.
soon.
Will do.
Cheers,
Thanks,
brother.
mate.
Okay, so after 10.1 overs, 4 for 54. Yeah, we'd go with Livewired on top. Grammar just underperforming a little bit at the moment, running out of time, to be honest. They're going to have to put the foot down in the next 10 overs to make something of this total. Yeah, otherwise, if they don't get onto this, could well score 100 or less and post a pretty underwhelming total for the powerful Livewired batting attack. Special mention must go today to Railways Cricket Club and Toowoomba Regional Council. You know, a week ago these grounds were in pretty dire shape, and to somehow get them up to the standard that we see today, very lucky. Also thanks to Ipswich Cricket for being on standby for us right up until yesterday. They were prepared to host this round just in case we weren't able to use Highfields. So a lot of hard work that goes on behind the scenes that allows these days to happen. Tom Sipple fires that one into the pads. Zach Beveridge scampers through for a single. Tom Sipple on his way into Zach Beveridge here. Standard leg spinner for Tom, just plugged down the ground for a single by Beveridge. In the last round, Grammar got themselves into a bit of trouble, just bunting singles around and probably being too patient and not showing enough urgency. So yeah, they're going to have to get their skates on, but also maintain wickets. Can't really afford to get dotted up and fall behind the 8 ball. Sipple on his way in again. Just turned around the corner there by Kyle Tonkin. At the end of the 11th over, 4 for 58 for the Grammar Blazers. Highfields Sports Park is home to the Railways Bulldogs Cricket Club. They've got themselves a fantastic facility out here. This main ground that we're on now and that we'll be on tonight lights up beautifully. Great wicket. John Lees does a fantastic job of the pitch. Always really flat pitches out here. He has been able to get a little bit extra bounce. Bang! Cole Tonkin sends that a long way over the boundary. Danny Colburn can talk about his short boundaries, but as we see on the Smart Move Conveyancing replay, doesn't matter where the boundary was, that was an easy 6 runs. So 4 for 64 off 11.1 overs. Great start there for Cole Tonkin. He has not been long in, hits into the outfield, doesn't really get it between the two. Outfielder comes round, fires it back in, only a single there for Tonkin. Pretty diverse cricketer, Kyle Tonkin. Plays his cricket for Med East here in Toowoomba at the moment. Bats, bowls, does it all. Bowls a heavy ball, and bats pretty well too. O'Kennedy coming into Zach Beveridge. Beveridge chases it. It's a wide. So Zach Beveridge, pretty much the captain and the cornerstone of a lot of what the Grammar Blazers do here. Pretty important to their run chase. Slashes one out past point, then skips to the right for a boundary. Really important boundary there. So good over here for the Blazers. They're already 11 off it and moved their score along to 70. This is the momentum they need to kickstart their innings. Just trying to get the great Mick Sipple into commentary here. Last time DDBBL had their final, Mick walked away with the trophy. So here he comes. Here he comes. Be great to have Mick here, and another boundary. Chuck that on. And that's the end of the over, and that actually gets the Grammar Blazers back on track.
Score is 4 for 75.
4 for 75 after 12, and we are joined by Mick Sipple. Mate, thanks for joining us.
No problems, Kent. How are you?
Good, thank you.
That's good.
So what are you up to, mate? You're not playing DDBBL this year?
No, I'm not. Age is catching up with me, mate, so I thought I'd sit this one out and just enjoy it from the sidelines.
Yeah, look, one of those things, isn't it? It's been great to have you involved, but obviously as we all get older now, we don't move as well as we used to.
No, I'm finding that out.
Young Tom Sipple continues his spell. How's this kid go, mate?
Yeah, he's going good. He's enjoying his cricket in Brisbane. He's playing second grade down there for the Hornets and doing a lot of bowling, which is good. He enjoys his craft.
He's always bowled leggies, but has he changed? He's flattened out and become a bit more of a limited overs bowler? Is this what's happening?
Just as he's been hit for six. I think just as he's gone up the grades, he bowled a lot more air as he was younger, but now he's gone into senior cricket. He's learned he's had to push them through a little bit faster and become a bit more skiddy, but seems to be working for him. He took 4 wickets in the second grade down there last week, and certainly doesn't go for too many. He doesn't leak runs, and he's doing quite well, really. And then as he gets hit for another 4.
Until we started talking about him. Smart move conveyancing replay, Mick. I think he just gets a little bit down leg side here, doesn't he? And Cole Tonkin helps it around the corner. So you're still playing for Blue Dogs? Or are you done?
I don't know, mate.
I
paid my fees. I paid the fees to play, but I'm not certain. I don't want to sit on the sidelines. That's not me.
Yep.
I have no real reason to not play, but the first game's this Saturday, so I've got to make my mind up.
We'll see.
Quite quickly.
Oh, Tom with a shin high full toss, getting the treatment that probably deserved there.
Yeah, that wasn't a good ball. Nice flat in the batsman's arc.
They've just opened the door here. Livewired. They had Grammar pinned, and then last over from JP O'Kennedy, and now Tom's over. They've probably leaked close to 25 runs, even more in the last 2 overs.
Yeah, they need to get a move on. They certainly they started okay, but the last 5 overs before this one, they were need to get a move on. So it's good to see. Hopefully we get a decent score on the board and give us something to watch here.
After 13 overs, 4 for 93, and the Livewired Lightning just losing grip on their strong position.
13 overs, 4 for 93.
Looks like Livewired making a change. This looks like it might be Michael Dow coming back on to bowl. So what's word on the street with the Blue Dogs, mate? Are you guys going to be as strong as usual this season again?
I think we will. I think there's a good feeling around the club. We had an inter-club trial game, first, seconds combined last Saturday, and it was a heavily contested game. The Wood 11 versus the Dean 11, so that was the Wood 11 came out on top. Sadly, I was in the Dean 11, but I think we got a glimpse of some of our really good young fellas that are coming through from seconds, and definitely will push to play first this year.
What about the kid from England? Is it Charlie Hodgson?
Yeah, Charlie Hodgson. So we got to look at him last Saturday, and he looks a good prospect. Only 18 years old, but he's a quite young lad, but really likeable. He'll fit in nicely at our club. He's
came out and whacked a few this morning in the first game. Is it a tradition that the English lads come over here and find a bride from Laidley? Is that how you guys operate?
Certainly happened for one of them, and the other ones have tried but left empty-handed. So
you just kept the good one, did you?
Yeah, no, it's that's a nice shot,
isn't it? 4 runs to Tonkin.
Yeah, they come and try, and then they go home empty-handed, sadly. But no, I don't think Charlie's not here to look for the girls. He's here to play cricket, I think.
Good man.
But he's a good young fella. He's helping out around the club. I was at the club there Tuesday afternoon. He's helping out with the juniors, and he's going to do a bit of work behind the bar at our local local QN hotel. So no doubt we'll be there quite frequently, having a beer with him behind the bar. So.
Very nice. Very nice.
But no, he looks a good prospect. He's left-hander like myself, but he gives them a whack. And bowls quite handy medium pacer, so he'll fit nicely into the middle of the order. And
yep.
I think he'll get a few runs. He'll do quite well, I think, in the first grade comp. But we've got Jared Adamski's only 17.
I saw a fair bit of Jared this week down at the BPL, and he's just a really balanced. He's fairly intense, but he's just balanced and confident in his abilities. Not arrogant, but he's just confident in his abilities, and pretty good head on a young body, isn't it?
Look, he's from a lovely family. Like there's a lot to like about Mark and Catherine, his parents. They're great people, and they've got 4 wonderful kids that, they certainly got respect for other people. And Jared's no different to that. But he works really hard in his game. His father Mark and his brother Jordan, they're always in the nets all week.
Yep.
And
yep. Do you think he looks like Kevin Arnold from the Wonder Years? Well, he rocked that one out last week.
He's a good-looking young lad. He
is that a catch?
Oh
no. Credit to Sam Neill. He's called that one down. Said no. Good sportsmanship.
Yeah.
Smart move, conveyancing replay here, Mick. Let's see. Has Sam been a bit premature in calling this one off?
My eyes are pretty bad. I think he might have caught it.
I thought he caught it, to be honest.
Might quite see it.
Let's hope he dives into... No, we don't.
No, we don't see it.
We don't. We'll call that as bump ball. Good call, Sam. Dow into Tonkin. Or is that... Yeah, sure. That's Tonkin. Tonkin gets away with a bit of a mistime. Single out to the deep. All right. So
no, but just getting back to Jared, he's starting to know his game. He's only 16. He's obviously hasn't found the power in his game yet, but he's certainly got technique. He's got temperament. Another young fella, Corey Jackwoods. I think you'll start seeing a fair bit of him in senior cricket this year. Corey's got a real power game. He scored 3 or 4 hundreds and a double hundred in the second grade last year, so it's time for him to start playing A grade.
Yep.
As well.
Yep. Who's going to? Obviously, you guys are always strong in the Ipswich comp. Who's going to rival you?
Centrals will be strong again.
Yep.
I don't think they changed too much. I've heard that Lachlan Vellacott's brother Nick Vellacott's come back to play from this year, so I've
seen him playing for West End Brisbane.
Yeah. So he played a bit of second grade down there, so he'll no doubt go well in the comp again. I'm not sure about. That's a nice shot.
Bang, 6 runs. Cole Tonkin on a bit of a mission out here today.
What's he on, Ken?
That's a really good question, Mick. You should look that way and ask them.
Emmy's 42 of 16. He's going quite well.
Wow, that's been the injection that Grima Blazers have needed, hasn't it?
Definitely.
Let's turn this innings right around to they were looking at just getting over 100 off their 20 to now they're probably looking at 150 plus if they keep going at this rate.
That's another nice shot.
Off he goes again. That looks like 4 runs.
46. He's just one hit away now from his half centuries. He's definitely given him a good boost.
Sure has. Do you wish that you would have had more chance to play T20 cricket throughout your cricketing journey?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, not from the money side of things or anything like that, but yeah. I mean, when I was playing in Brisbane, I was always considered, on the fringe of playing what they called the Mercantile Mutual back then.
Yep.
I ended up playing 1 game for Queensland, but I think if T20 was around, it would have suited my game.
Yep. Smart move, conveyancing replay here, Mick. High ball. Off he goes, bang, way up in the air, hangs up there a long time. Boundary fielder comes round and slightly misjudges it.
Probably should have made more ground of that one.
It's tough with the white ball in the blue sky, isn't it? Hard to get a read. Sam Neal coming back into Kyle Tonkin on 48. Slower ball. Just takes a single out to the deep fielder.
Yeah, I left playing in Brisbane when I was 26, 27, just got married and went back to play cricket in Ipswich. I don't regret that. I was offered a contract to play for Queensland and basically declined the offer that was there at the time and basically felt my time was up playing down there.
Might shock people, but it's declining a contract is not the newest thing in the world, is it? A fair few people actually do.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, it's you got to weigh up where you're at in life. I mean, where I was at, I was 26 years old. I was offered the contract in May of that year, May of 2002. I was offered a contract, and then was due to get married in August of that year. We just bought a house in Gatton. I was working in a job that I really liked and still do to this day. 20 years later, still in the same job. So I wasn't about to throw the job in to take a state contract. And
that's 50 runs to Tonkin. That's an exceptional knock.
It is a good knock. That's it.
2 runs to Kyle Tonkin.
50 off 20 balls.
4 for 118 off 15 for the Blazers. They're in a much better position now thanks to Tonkin's heroics.
Yeah, so very good innings.
So chose life over cricket.
Look, we were living in Gatton. The commute.
4 for 108.
The commute from Gatton to Brisbane. I mean, back then it was an hour and 10, hour and 20 to the Gabba, but it's further now. But with traffic, I chose lifestyle over cricket. You know, I mean, at that stage when I was playing in that setup, you had, some okay players like Matt Hayden and Stuart Law and Martin Love.
They were right, weren't they?
Jimmy Marr. Yeah, I mean, to get into that top 6 batting order back then was pretty tough, and I certainly wasn't in their class. So I was offered, I think, the 24th or 25th contracted place that year, and back then it was about a $20,000 contract. It's not like it is now for a base player. It's a lot more money. But no, I chose work over cricket and also lifestyle over cricket, and I don't regret it, not at all.
Still got to play plenty of cricket.
Too much.
I just had Rod Fitzgerald in the box. Great indoor cricketer.
Very good,
I remember our days playing indoor cricket against each other. The mighty Gatton Snake Pit versus Carl Rackermans. Geez, we had some battles, didn't we?
Oh, definitely.
Back for the second, and Beveridge makes it home.
No, they were good times. Indoor cricket was a big thing back then, and certainly a lot of players played both outdoor and indoor. They don't do that as much now, but
for a small town, bloody Gatton had its fair share of decent indoor cricketers, didn't they?
Yeah. I think we did it for the social side as much as anything.
I remember being umpired against you guys by the great Pelly Neuendorf. And he gave a run out, not out, where I was convinced it was out, and I inquired as to why he gave it not out, and he politely informed me because he wasn't looking, and then took a sip on his beer and continued on.
That doesn't surprise me. I have some very good memories of indoor cricket and some not so good. We played a grand final, I think it was against Durack, back in the A grade competition, and we only needed to block the last ball of the game to win the game, and unfortunately the bowler at the time, he bowled the ball and I padded up, and that's not something I've ever done in my life, and I think it just got the better of me. I padded up, hit below the kneecap, and
giving out LB.
We lost the game.
And that's big in indoor because not much LBW action there. You must have been 7.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Bouncer.
That's a good shot.
Tonkin, whack, 6 runs again. Smart move, conveyancing replay, Mick. Tonkin just climbs into this one. Loves it.
He's batted well. He hasn't missed too many.
He's gotten away with a couple, but he's not been shy. If he's gone for the ball, he's kept going, but didn't miss that one at all. Fielded him right away. It was over.
No, he's read the game well. He's picked the gaps and made use of the shorter boundaries this time. I think they weren't this short when I played a couple of years ago. I think they look a bit shorter.
You're all funny, all of you. Beveridge sneaks a single. That's well run. That's intelligent running on Zach's behalf. You know, he's not going to out hit Kyle, so he's just getting Kyle back on strike, taking the sneaky single on the last ball. So,
but funny, just to finish that story, Kent, I was in Brisbane about 12 months ago. I was in Brisbane. I had to go to South, the club I played for in Brisbane. They had a reunion event, and I went down. And I stayed at this motel not far from the old cricket ground I played at, and this guy came walking over to me. He was at the bar, and he said, "I know your face. I know you from somewhere." I said, "Oh, I don't know you, mate. I don't know you." He said, "You're that guy that padded up in the cricket match." And he said, "I was in the other team." So, yeah,
great to be remembered.
I reckon, not for the right reasons. Though.
Change of bowling here. It looks like the mighty Pete Vanderkoy coming on to bowl.
Marathon man.
You would have played with Pete at the Hip Pocket Rockets.
I did. I enjoyed that.
Fantastic gentleman.
He is. He's into his marathon running and triathlon now, isn't he?
Oh, he's into anything that's healthy. I despise him for it, to be honest.
Last time I saw Peter, he left me all battered and bruised. I went and had a session with him, and he did the cupping on me. And
he loves loves getting the cups out. He belted me a few times with those things. They last for weeks, don't they?
They do, yeah.
Other than my stomach, I looked like an Olympic swimmer. Beveridge just getting off strike again. Clever work. Oh, this is great. If they get a second here, that's good running. Don't know about the fielding, but good running.
No, Peter was very handy when I played the Hip Pocket Rockets. He did well. The one game he scored like 90 something off not many balls, and then did the same in the final. We got a few to get us a good start in the final. So no, he was quite handy in the short format. He
was funny when we'd take him away to Bulls Masters carnivals. Walk out with his ponytail and shirt untucked to all these prim and proper Gold Coast cricketers and just start launching him onto the road. They didn't quite know how to take him.
No, he's a good guy.
Champion. Very, very generous man. Looks after a lot of Toowoomba cricketers.
Yeah.
Tonkin just hits that down to deep mid-off for the single.
I think my brother has a reoccurring appointment. I think he just about lives there.
Yeah, and look, in the end, Jed was just a spin bowler who batted. At least we ran in and tried hard.
I don't think, not to speak out of school, but I don't think a lot of people saw the best of Jared, really. Like, he travelled a bit, he went to England, came back, he had a go at Brisbane, played with me, played some beautiful innings, and home was calling. He went back to play for Laidley, and
he
really did well
there.
Bat. Oh yeah. I said this not long ago. Like someone said it. Oh, that's a nice shot too.
Beveridge goes down the ground.
He's out.
And out. End of the 17th over, 5 for 137.
No, I've batted the other end, Jared, quite a lot. And he certainly plays some unbelievable innings at times when the chips are down and needed someone to score a few. He started playing second grade last year with his youngest son Joe.
Yep.
And
I coached Joe in the 10As at Toowoomba Grammar.
Yeah, young little keeper. And we were down out against Centrals in that grand final. Like we needed 70 off not many balls really, and Jared come out and whacked them. It was. They're all spicy. They're all a bit spicy. Well, they're no fun if they're not.
Number 17, Harrison Zennis comes in to join Kyle Tonkin. Harrison, a keeper bat, playing seconds or thirds for Norths down in Brisbane. Pretty good young bat. Only 3 overs remaining. We'll see how he goes here. Yeah, no, I always thought Jared was proper traditional bat. I I thought pretty highly of his batting anyhow.
I think the thing, because him and I batted a lot together over the years, and we, even though we're both left-handed and probably grew up playing in the same backyard where, the boundaries, you always knew where to find the boundary. We're very different players, you know, like I like hitting square of the wicket, the offside, through covers, point, down the ground straight. I'll take a ball from outside off and hit through outside off. Jared will take a ball from outside off and flick it through leg, and you think, how did he hit that? But he somehow finds a way. We have different strengths, and it was always nice batting with him because they always set the same field for both of us, and one of us had either cash in somewhere, you know.
5 for 137 off 7.1. Let's assume that they'll get another 25, get themselves up over the 160 at 10 overs. I would have said not a chance. This has been a great comeback for the Blazers. So down the track, I'd assume you'll probably buy yourself a DDBBL franchise, Mick? Mixed Muppets, or what would you name your own team?
I don't know. I never thought about it.
Mixed Muppets?
I don't know. I don't know if my life involves cricket. Retirement, maybe. My wife would like it not to.
I think you'd love owning a cricket team. You'd sit the boys down and have a good chat to them.
I don't think they'd listen to me, Ken.
So work-wise, are you the president of the Lockyer Valley Growers Association? Did I say it right?
That's right. Yeah, president of Lockyer Valley Growers. Yep.
And is that your job, or are you just president?
No. That's a love job, that one.
What do you do? You peddle seeds for watermelons or something?
25 years
Onions?
now. I've been with a company called Terra Nova Seeds.
Yep.
So I'm now in a role where I'm travelling a lot. I'm the technical manager for the company, so I do all their product development management. So people may not be aware, but a lot of their fruit and vegetables that they eat day in, day out, that seed has to come from somewhere, but most of it comes from overseas. Well, pretty much all of it does.
Yeah,
so
right.
my job is to get over there, start looking at all the trials, whether it be tomatoes or melons or whatever crop.
I remember when the Intense Tomato came out, and they had it on Sunrise with Koshi and squeezed it over his head, and it was going to revolutionise the tomato world because no longer soggy sandwiches via tomatoes. And is it still going?
No, it's not. No, actually, it's amazing you remember that name, Intense. Yeah, so it was. I
was in the game back then.
Oh, yeah. So that was bred by a company called Nunham's. Well, they're still in the game, but sadly, the Intense Tomato is not in the game. It's died a very slow death, and the grower that was growing it, they also finished up growing as well. So no, we're back to standard tomatoes again. But so they
don't have any of those anymore.
No.
They have none.
No.
They were a crossbreed of some Italian or Spanish tomato, or wild.
They're aroma tomato, so it's what they call a saladette type, but they're juiceless. So when you cut them, the juice doesn't come out of them, which I think that's the best part sometimes.
Oh, geez, we've
digressed.
Oh, look, if you were
just in a drop catch, and we're talking tomatoes, so that's probably more my area of interest. But
this is living. Like, you listen to those guys on Channel 9 or Channel 7 or whoever has it these days, they just talk cricket all the time, whereas you join us here with PTV, Channel O, Power FM, you learn about tomatoes. Last time, I think we were out here watching Hip Pocket, talking about Darcy Murphy's mum cooking beef roasts. You know, you learn so much. Chinese places to eat. I do like my Chinese. Good Chinese down in the valley, Nick?
I don't eat a lot of Chinese. There is a Chinese restaurant there. Can't say I've ever eaten it. There's quite a few Indian restaurants as well doing takeaway. But no, mate, I'm pretty standard when it comes to. Grew up on the meat and 3 veg, so that's where you'll find me pretty well. I don't really eat a lot of fast food, but.
Well, Chinese food doesn't have to be fast food.
No. There's a noodle box place in Gatton. There's not much else down there.
5 for 144 off 18.
The beer's cold, and you know.
Yep. Power FM in Gatton, of course there is.
Yeah, okay. No, I enjoy my job still. It's been here 25 years this year, so it's
interesting. So 25 years, never. Obviously, you do consider changing jobs over time, but 25 years is a fair old effort.
Yeah, I've grown with the company. I mean, I've sort of found myself in a position where...
Bang!
It's a
That's
big hit.
going to go for 12. Wow.
That's a big hit. No,
Smart
loyalty.
move conveyancing replay here.
Here we
Nick.
go. What's this?
Tonkin just plays into this. He's been a bit quiet. He hasn't had much strike lately and just says, well, I'm sick of this. Murphy, bend your neck around that one.
Yeah, I don't think Darcy's been hit for too many like that one in the last few years.
This is the beauty of country cricket, isn't it? You know, these guys that are playing good quality cricket, and Kyle from originally the Central Downs comp just comes out and launches you into the stratosphere. It's all good fun.
He's certainly given him something to bowl at anyway.
Sure has.
No, as we said, loyalty doesn't last long in employment anymore, but no, I found myself in a nice role where I really enjoy and can't see myself leaving at any time soon.
Yeah, good on you. You'd probably be been with the company that long, that much accrued, and you know, property in and around the valley. You'd be by the time you hit 50 retiring, I'd assume.
Maybe not. Maybe. Nearly 50 now, so
That's what I
I've got to
mean.
work pretty hard. But a lot of people wouldn't know. But I do a bit of dabble in a bit of breeding on the side.
I've dabbled in a little bit of breeding too. Quite
I'm
successful.
a proven sire, but yeah, no, this isn't a vegetable game. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, well fielded there, down on the boundary by Vanderkoish. 2 to the total.
No, I because I have an interest in plant breeding to some degree. I've started working on my own, breeding my own red onion 20 years ago. 24 years ago, I started
Right.
breeding my own red onion, but it's a slow process. But
How's it going?
it's going
Still
very
in the,
well.
Still in the courting process.
No. The first commercial hybrid's about to hit the market next year, 2023. So it'll sell worldwide. And
What's the advantage of your onion?
just earliness. We talk about disease resistance, yield, colour, all those type of things. It's important in regardless of the crop. But yeah, no, certainly in onions.
Going into the final over, Grammar Blazers are 5 for 156.
Takes a long time to breed an onion, but yeah, this one's about to hit the world market, and hopefully some nice royalties will come my way.
Do you think someone like Alex Welsh would appreciate the time and effort you put into your onions?
Absolutely not. I wish he'd put the time into his rehab on his knees, because I can't see him playing cricket too much longer if he doesn't fix his knee problem.
He does look, when you see him warming up, he's got his knees virtually strapped on like Bruce Reed.
It's a nice shot.
4 runs there to Tonkin again. Jeez, he's played an innings and a half here.
How many runs has Kyle on now?
74 31.
That's a pretty fair night.
Kyle
74
Tonkin.
from 31.
Yep. Fantastic batting.
Not going to make a lot of money if it makes you 24 years of worldwide army.
Well, it might just go now, Barry. It could be mixed time. Time in the sun.
Barry,
Oh, bang.
Jeez.
That's got some height on it. That's still going up
Not
as it
touching
crosses
that.
the boundary. You can whinge about my boundary sizes all you like, Mick. That is 6 runs any
That
day
is
of the
6
week.
on any ground. What's he on, 80 now, dude? That's pretty
Smart move conveyancing.
last over. Oh, I think he's got a fair challenge to get his 100, but anyway, never know. Pete keeps throwing him up there, he might.
Bang, call. Look at that. That's out into the bushland. Oh, full toss.
That could be a no
Full
ball.
toss
too.
and 6. Is it a no ball? It is 2.
Oh, jeez.
Wowee. This is getting messy.
As we would say to the bowler, chew your arm off.
I think I'm injured. How many is he on now? 86. 4 balls to go. Come on, Kyle.
No.
He is running them very slowly. 19.3 overs, 174. This has been a phenomenal back end. I think we're probably going to end up going at. So sorry, my scoreboard's not updating at the moment. So 174
Oh, we're
Off 19.3. Barry, we've got a technical hitch here. Can we get the hamsters moving the wheel? Oh, it's a Harrison Zennis on strike. Just get off the strike, Harrison. Get Kyle on. Here we go.
just to give Power FM a plug too. I was the first weekend of the Big Bash, the DDBBL. I was lying in bed sick. I had to watch it from TV at home. So it was nice to be able to turn it on and listen to commentary.
PTV Channel O, Power FM. Coy's coming
That's
into
over
Kyle,
down
and
too.
that's another
sick.
6 runs. I've got 181. I'm not sure my cricket keeps up to it. 181. How many's Kyle on?
93 of 30.
93. Oh, there's
Last ball.
for me. He's not going to get his
No
century,
ball,
but
no ball 6 would be nice.
this is probably one
I
of
think
the best
Pete will
innings.
dish up a big fully.
He's going to go slower ball, get hit over mid-wicket.
Oh, he's gone 6 too. Oh, jeez, that's a good knock.
Wow. Smart move conveyancing. Here is the way to get yourself to 99 and finish off an innings.
I've seen a lot
Vanderkoy,
of nice hitting. This is good hitting.
this is clean.
It
He's
is
just got
clean.
into a groove and kept swinging. That's an amazing 99 runs.
Trailblazers finished 5 for 187 with Kyle Tompkin, 99 of 36 not out.
That's amazing. Hitting it basically 3 runs a ball. That's awesome. Mick, thank you very much for
No problem, mate. Nice to
jumping
be
in
here.
the box with us.
10 sixes.
Very good.
All
Thanks,
the
Ken.
best. All the best to the Onions. All the best to the Blue Dogs for the season. And don't be shy if you're back for another round or
I'll be
the
back.
finals.
I'll be
Have a
back.
chat.
Thanks, mate. Good on you.
Thanks, mate.
Whether you're a classic car enthusiast, own a high-performance vehicle, or you want your everyday drive or bike looked after, HM Mechanical has all your mechanical needs covered. From repairs and servicing, restorations, tune-ups and roadworthy certificates, you'll get honest, reliable and affordable service from HM Mechanical. They're located at 509 South Street, Toowoomba. Call them on 4632 8288 or find them on the web at hmmechanical.com.au. Book your pride and joy in with HM Mechanical and experience peace of mind motoring.
Smart Move Conveyancing have been helping people make their property dreams come true for over 25 years. With Smart Move, our specialised team will handle your property transaction from contract signing through to settlement and celebration. They are Toowoomba's digital conveyancing service with a personal approach. With some of the region's most experienced conveyancing managers, our team have seen it all, so you can be assured of a stress-free experience. Get your quote today and let's make your property dream a reality. Search Smart Move Conveyancing to find out more.
Looking for exposure for your next event or function? Take your next community event, training seminar, sports event, official opening, function, concert or exhibition live to the world with PTV Channel O and Power FM's unique live simulcast. We can turn your next local event into a worldwide sensation for a fraction of what you would expect to pay. No matter what the event, PTV Channel O and Power FM can take your message to our audience. Invite the world to your party by phoning 0431 390 920 or email feedback@ptvchannelo.com.
Power FM is total entertainment. From the morning drive with Fiona and Jeff to the drive home with Jeff Black. On the weekends, catch the Crazy Kevin Show, Dennis Mitchell's Breakfast with the Beatles, the Semi-Pro Sports Show, and Racing Nation with James O'Shea, plus the music you grew up with. Keep your radio dial locked on Toowoomba's Power FM, celebrating 10 years. You'll find us at 88.0 on the FM dial or online at www.powerfmradio.com.au.
Whether you're a classic car enthusiast, own a high-performance vehicle, or you want your everyday drive or bike looked after, HM Mechanical has all your mechanical needs covered. From repairs and servicing, restorations, tune-ups and roadworthy certificates, you'll get honest, reliable and affordable service from HM Mechanical. They're located at 509 South Street, Toowoomba. Call them on 4632 8288 or find them on the web at hmmechanical.com.au. Book your pride and joy in with HM Mechanical and experience peace of mind motoring.
DDBBL is a locally owned family business that supplies and hires out healthcare equipment and mobility aids all across the Darling Downs, Lockyer Valley, Ipswich and Western Queensland regions. They supply to DVA, NDIS and various other government programs, as well as supply hospital and nursing home equipment. If you have specific needs, they also handle custom and specialised wheelchairs and equipment to suit individual requirements. To find out more about how they can support you, contact AdaCare via their website at www.adacare.com.au or phone 1300 133 120.
Power FM is total entertainment. From the morning drive with Fiona and Jeff to the drive home with Jeff Black. On the weekends, catch the Crazy Kevin Show, Dennis Mitchell's Breakfast with the Beatles, the Semi-Pro Sports Show, and Racing Nation with James O'Shea, plus the music you grew up with. Keep your radio dial locked on Toowoomba's Power FM, celebrating 10 years. You'll find us at 88.0 on the FM dial or online at www.powerfmradio.com.au.
Looking for exposure for your next event or function? Take your next community event, training seminar, sports event, official opening, function, concert or exhibition live to the world with PTV Channel O and Power FM's unique live simulcast. We can turn your next local event into a worldwide sensation for a fraction of what you would expect to pay. No matter what the event, PTV Channel O and Power FM can take your message to our audience. Invite the world to your party by phoning 0431 390 920 or email feedback@ptvchannelo.com.
Livewired Electrical was established in 2006 by Toowoomba born and raised owners Nick Payne and Grant Speece. Over the past 15 years, Livewired Electrical has grown to be one of the largest and most esteemed electrical companies, servicing Toowoomba and the surrounding areas. Whether it's domestic, commercial or industrial works, no job is too big or too small. Livewired Electrical and its owners place a high value in supporting our local community, its people and its businesses. For all inquiries, please contact our team on 07 4634 4944 or check out the website at livewiredelectrical.com.au.
Catch up on all the latest news, sport and entertainment from around the region on Toowoomba's own online television station, PTV Channel O, home of the TRL Footy Show. Find us at ptvchannelo.com or take us with you by downloading the PTV Channel O app. Discover a whole new world of entertainment at www.ptvchannelo.com.
Whether you're a classic car enthusiast, own a high-performance vehicle, or you want your everyday drive or bike looked after, HM Mechanical has all your mechanical needs covered. From repairs and servicing, restorations, tune-ups and roadworthy certificates, you'll get honest, reliable and affordable service from HM Mechanical. They're located at 509 South Street, Toowoomba. Call them on 4632 8288 or find them on the web at hmmechanical.com.au. Book your pride and joy in with HM Mechanical and experience peace of mind motoring.
DDBBL is a locally owned family business that supplies and hires out healthcare equipment and mobility aids all across the Darling Downs, Lockyer Valley, Ipswich and Western Queensland regions. They supply to DVA, NDIS and various other government programs, as well as supply hospital and nursing home equipment. If you have specific needs, they also handle custom and specialised wheelchairs and equipment to suit individual requirements. To find out more about how they can support you, contact AdaCare via their website at www.adacare.com.au or phone 1300 133 120.
Overs number 38. So runs are plenty today. The early morning games, not so much, but now that the pitches have had a bit of sun on them and flattened out, 170 odd down there, 171 and 187 thanks mainly to Kyle Tonkin's bat in the Livewired Lightning Grammar Blazers game. So umpires are on their way out to the middle. This is going to be a fascinating run chase. You know, I would have thought 187, no drums at all. That's a winning total, but given what the Grammar Blazers did starting very conservatively, to see them go on and score 187, I guess anything's possible. That's 120 off the last 10 overs there by the Blazers. So it pretty much shows that get yourself off to a good start and anything's possible. Peter van der Kooij is definitely one of the players on their way out. And our other batter, number 5, is Darren Koch. Of course it is, the dynamic match duo of Koch and van der Kooij. Joining me in the box, the great Chris Wilson. Yep, you may know Chris from Ipswich Cricket. You might know Chris from Blue Dog Sports. You might know Chris from the Lockyer Valley Regional Council. You might know Chris from Wilson Brothers Finance. Is there anything else where we might know Chris Wilson from?
Oh, I don't think so. ADK Aztecs, I guess, this year.
One of the Aztecs this year.
Yeah.
So great to have you in the com box, Chris. We've just had Mick Sipple in the box, so we've talked onions, we've talked tomatoes, we've talked Mick's playing career.
If I know Mick, it would have been a fair bit of dribble, I reckon, and not too much on the game.
No, we didn't talk much about cricket. Were you here for the Grammar Blazers innings?
Yeah, I saw about the last 8 overs. I saw Kyle Tonkin hit him very, very clean. A serious innings that was.
That was some pretty big hitting, wasn't it?
Very impressive. He was miss-hitting him a long way over the boundary at times.
Yeah, everyone's been up me about my little boundaries here, but it didn't really matter, did it?
No, I think most of them, it wouldn't matter how far back you had the rope. They were going well over.
What bat was Kyle sporting there?
Oh, I think you'll find that's a Blue Dog Sports special, that one, Kent. Yes.
Gave him one of the good ones, I see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mitch Doolan opening the bowling for the Grammar Blazers, coming on into Peter van der Kooij.
Ooh, sharp chance first up.
He's decided to kick it. I don't think van der Kooij is going to mess about here. He typically doesn't mess about, so I don't think the score's going to intimidate him. He's just going to play his natural game, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the first 6 overs power play chasing the big score is going to be critical here. Pete's obviously one of the keys to that. So, he was. He was until then.
We've just put the jinx on him.
Yeah, sorry, Pete.
Now, if my Facebook stalking is correct, you have just sold a house as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we just we moved into a new place. It's still in Laidley about a month ago, and yeah, sold our old place this week, which is really good.
Lots of great memories there.
There were, plenty. Yeah, it was a old Queenslander which we completely renovated, and obviously we've been there for about 12 years. So yeah, heaps of memories.
Yep. Very nice, mate. So what got up into some high ground now in Laidley?
Yeah, high up on the hill, which is good. Laidley's obviously a little bit flood prone.
Vulnerable.
But yeah, if we get water at our place, there'll be a lot of people in big trouble.
And speaking of that, you were front row centre in a lot of the flood recovery earlier in the year, weren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I had a couple different stints in the flood evacuation centre in Laidley. It was obviously tough having people that had water through their houses and whatnot. As I said, it's a bit unfortunate, but we're getting good at flood recovery in the Lockyer Valley. We've
unfortunately.
Had a few. Yeah.
And that's, people like to say, oh, politicians, this, that, how easy would it be? But, that sort of thing, that's pretty gut-wrenching for some people, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a difficult role in the evacuation centre because obviously you're there to help people, but you become a bit of a counsellor. You become a bit of a helper. Some people need food. Some people are trying to get from A to B, and you've got to find a route that might be open for them. So yeah, it's a pretty cool shot. That's a lovely shot.
Yeah, I'd like to think with my team coaching escapades last season that I gave you plenty of practice and counselling.
yeah, we had an interesting 6 months stint together, didn't we, with Ipswich Hornets, which was a bit of a rebuilding phase for the ladies program, but came out the other side a lot better for it. So.
Yeah, I hope so. And I've already given Ipswich Cricket a special mention today for supporting the DDBBL and giving us access to their grounds if we weren't able to get on here today. So yeah, big thanks to Ipswich Cricket for that. And despite a tough season, I had a great time being involved with the Hornets last season.
Oh, I think that's what it's all about. Ipswich Cricket saying that we could play down there today if needed. That's what it's all about. Nearby associations need to look after each other. We're all trying to do what we can for the greater good of the game. So I would expect nothing less from any of our neighbouring associations, to be honest, if they had available fields. So
yeah, pretty good facility down there at Ivor Marsden. So they were one of the last places remaining that could offer up 2 fields and a night game to us, and yeah, very thankful to them, but not required. Toowoomba's turned on the good weather finally, and we got away with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And the wickets look to be playing really well here this morning at Highfields. I know I played the earlier game on the other field, and the wicket was very nice. The one out here looks very true as well. So credit to the ground staff.
He works hard, Johnny Lees. He makes a good pitch. Rob Fitzgerald opening the bowling, the man from Ormo, or now the it's not the Boona Bush Rangers, it's someone from down there, not the Bow Desert Bush Rangers. Oh.
Fassifern?
No, that way a bit further, a little bit more east.
Trying to think.
Between the Goldie and
yeah, okay.
Is it Jimboomba? I don't know. Who knows? But Big Rob, great indoor cricketer, lovely guy, opening the bowling here for the Blazers. Just chips in with a sneaky little wide to keep the batsman in his crease or something like that.
Yeah, he's one of those bowlers, Rob. You really around your game. He's got plenty of the change-ups, obviously, probably coming from his indoor background. So can bowl lots of different deliveries with a similar paced arm. So that's a lovely shot.
Darren Kosh just supports the brand and launches one straight down the ground for 6. Now, tell me, new shipment of Blue Dog gear has come in. How are we looking?
Yeah, fully stocked. We've got hundreds and hundreds of bats in stock actually. We mentioned earlier that I've just moved house, and we've got a really big shed at the new place, and it's it's half full of cricket bats, much to my wife's disgust, but we're still sorting our way through them. But there's some really good pieces of timber amongst them, so I expect them to be pretty hot property in the next month or two.
I've been selling one to young Sam Barker. We had a choice of a couple, and yeah, they look pretty sweet. This was a little £2.7 number.
Yep.
And yeah, beautiful bat, tight grains, looking the goods. New stickers this season.
Yeah, we've changed it up a little bit. We've sort of simplified the front sticker just to the big B with the hologram of the dog in it. Looks pretty sharp, I think. So it's been pretty well received so far. It's always trying to do something different each year, and it's been pretty popular so far, which is good.
Good, mate. Ashvir Singh slices away a 4. 1 for 18 off 1.4 overs by my reckoning. We'll see if the hamsters at My Cricket agree with me, but I've been pretty good today. Been in good form with this. And so new gear in for the new season, clothing going strong.
It is, yeah. It's business is going really well. We've actually had a new staff member come on board this week, which is
this
good.
Jared?
No, Jared, he'll be starting full-time when he finishes grade 12, but another Laidley local cricketer has come on board with us, working full-time in sales. Travis Ilker, he's long-term Laidley wicketkeeper. Very good gloveman, actually.
Nice.
I think you'd go a long way to find a better wicketkeeper than Travis, to be honest.
And does he think that being a wicketkeeper, he has Jedi-like skills? They all think it's the ultimate craft.
Yeah, he's probably better than he thinks he is. He's probably not like your normal keeper. He's quite quiet and reserved. Yeah, but he's very talented.
Kosh just turns that one around the corner.
Whoa.
Jack. Oh, geez.
Touch and go.
Have we got a smart move conveyancing replay on that? No, we don't.
No.
Wow, that was a tight one.
The foot looked to be pretty close to the paint, but we'll have to give him the benefit of the doubt.
I don't think that would be tolerated in Gatton. So after 2 overs, 1 for 20.
1 for 21.
1 for 21. The hamsters have got me that time. Yeah, right, okay, and I was talking to Mick, he's fairly confident in... Oh, just back on Jared Adamski. You remember the Wonder Years?
Yes.
Little Kevin Arnold.
Yeah, absolutely he is, yeah.
He'd probably be high on the list of DDBBL targets. We need a face of the competition, a pretty boy for the comp next season. You reckon you get him going?
Oh, I think so. I think he'd be one of the early starters for the calendar if you do one next year for sure. Yeah.
The calendar.
Yeah, I think he's.
Do you think we could do a more mature calendar and then a younger man's calendar?
Yeah, well, I think if you did go more mature, I think Koshy out there batting, he'd be really good for the calendar, wouldn't he?
It's Benjamin Button.
He just gets better looking, doesn't he, as he gets older.
The rig's in good shape.
Oh, isn't it? What?
Ashby down on one knee, bopping it away over mid-wicket. 4 runs.
Yeah, I'm actually keen to watch Ashby bat. I've heard a lot about him and haven't seen him actually bat too much. This is pretty exciting. He's obviously a big talent, big raps on him, so hopefully he gets
spent a fair bit of time coaching him, and it's a dangerous profession when you got him and Pete Vanderkooij in the nets.
Yeah, helmet on, chest guard on.
Balls come back. Ashby, you can see it coming because he plays some traditional shots. Pete, you bowl a wide short ball thinking he'll cut it, and somehow it makes its way back at your head.
Back, yeah, charge them extra, like danger money,
no,
insurance money.
I actually try and get other people to do the throwing.
So get a couple of lackeys in.
Young fellas have still got their arms attached.
Yeah, you can still see it.
And Mick assures me that Laidley are in good shape for the competition this year. A couple of young fellas coming through. He mentioned Jared's name, but another young fella that likes to bop him, Charlie, the import.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting selections this week for our first side next weekend because, it will be a little bit different. Obviously had a lot of success over the last decade or so, but I think it might be a bit of a new look side this year.
Are you still looking to make friends? I remember standing next to you at the grand final and just having a friendly chat to the opposition from the sideline. You're still making friends there?
Yeah. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see where I sort of fit in. I'm still keen to play first grade, but whether if I'm good enough or not, we'll soon find out this week, I suppose. But did Mick give you the story about he's going to play lower grades this year?
No, he gave me the story of, no, I'm retired and I'm not playing, but I have paid my fees.
Yeah. I'll believe he's retired when I see it with my own 2 eyes.
Yeah, I think you'd have to wheel him out there.
Yeah.
128.
Yeah, and one of the fiercest competitors going around is Mick Sipp.
Oh, he's just one of those guys. He's a winner. He finds a way, battle ball. He's just in the contest.
Loves the contest.
Sure as eggs, if he doesn't get any runs with the bat, he's going to have an impact somewhere in the game, whether it's picking up wickets or taking a catch or getting himself in a fielding situation where he can intimidate the batsman. He's one of those guys that you love to have on your team, probably not so great to play against.
I know I spent a fair bit of time playing indoor cricket against him, and that was always a contest. Fitzgerald to Ashfield. Ashfield takes a single, whacks one into the ground. And Hornets how have they started their season?
Yeah, a little bit indifferent. They've made the quarterfinals of the one-day comp because obviously quarterfinals 8 teams make it through. They actually only
makes it.
Yeah, they actually only won one of their 3 games. So they're probably not overly happy with how they've been going. But in saying that, they're in as much chance as anyone else to win it now from the quarterfinals. So shot.
And you got a young import from Toowoomba into seconds.
Yes, yeah, absolutely, yeah. So obviously Brian put his hand up and said he was keen to play at the Hornets, and it's actually been interesting. I've heard a few people say, you're taking the spot of a younger guy, but my opinion is actually completely opposite. I think the amount that those young fellas will learn from playing with Brian and learning how to bat and score runs and occupy the crease, and I think will be invaluable for them. They're pretty young side, that Hornets second side, and I think with him in that side, it really gives them that backbone they need.
And in the end, if it doesn't matter what age the person is. If they're scoring runs, they're a valuable commodity. So, you know, if someone's displaced because someone else is in there and scoring runs, well, they've got to score some runs and make their way back.
Oh, exactly. You know, it's runs and wickets is the currency, isn't it?
Yep.
And I think anyone who's scoring runs or taking wickets, the selections will take care of themselves. And you know, look at yesterday, and they, you know, the second grade they bowled 150, so there's plenty of guys there with an opportunity to score some runs and cement their spot in that side. So.
Yep. And the Burge medalist Harry Wood, how's his season started?
Yeah, probably hasn't got off to the start of the season that he would have liked.
And does that have a direct correlation to now being in a relationship? I see that went official on Facebook during the week.
Yeah, Facebook official. Yeah, you know it's real when it's on Facebook. And I don't know. I think I think Harry's the least of the Hornets worries. He'll, you know, you don't go from winning the Peter Burge medal to
nothing,
to a numpty overnight. So
Yep.
I think it's only a matter of time before he scores runs and keeps scoring them. So
now, tell me, which Wilson wife hates cricket the most?
Oh,
how many games would you reckon the three of you have played?
Oh, that's a tough question. I wouldn't say any of them are a massive fan. I guess Bianca's probably been on the scene the longest. My wife, she's been around the longest, so the hatred probably grows, I reckon, year on year, particularly when you start having kids and that sort of stuff. And you know, they'll Saturday, Sunday double up. That never goes down that well. But yeah, it'd be interesting. Kirsty, Anthony's wife, probably isn't it? She probably goes to cricket a lot more than Bianca does, to be fair.
Yep.
So I think, I'm not going to say she enjoys it, but she certainly goes to cricket more. And then Dan's partner Fleur, well, she's actually 30 weeks pregnant with their first bub, so at the moment probably hasn't been too bad for her, but I reckon when bub comes along it might be the next the next test in the cricket wife relationship, when the baby's screaming and Dan's walking out to cricket, you know.
Changing bowling here at the cricket, just getting an update on the Wilson family
tree.
Yes, so I think this is Morgan Galvin coming on from the road end, I guess we'd call it. Morgan plays his cricket for Valleys, I think it is, in Brisbane in second and third grade. Toowoomba product from the Railways Club originally, but now down in Brisbane. But at 1 for 39 off 4 overs, it's all to play for. Honours shared, I reckon.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I thought Morgan bowled quite well this morning, and we played against the Blazers this morning, and certainly picked up a yard since I've seen him
definitely
play in the last couple of years, which is a bit bigger and stronger. So I think, yeah, there's a lot to like about him.
So the Hornets first grade lost Jack Wood, gone down to South Australia, playing down there.
Yeah, so Jacko's he's gone down to South Australia without a contract, but he's gone down there to back himself. He's been told he'll play in the South Australian second 11 straight up, and then he's just from there he's got to take his opportunities, I guess. But
now, is it true that other than cricket shirts, he doesn't own a shirt? That's why we see him shirt off every time he's on Facebook.
Usually shirt off, guitar on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's super talented with the guitar. He'd been down there like a few days, and he's already got 3 or 4 locked-in gigs per week up until Christmas, I think. So he's
fairly conservative community, Adelaide. They might. Welshie just playing a little bit of soccer there.
Yeah. Well, he's English, isn't he? Part and parcel.
So young Charlie Hodgson, who's over here playing for the Blue Dogs. It is a tradition that Poms come over and you marry him off. So anyone targeted for young Charlie? He's only 18, isn't he?
Yeah, he's only 18. Actually, I'm a little bit concerned because I've got a couple of nieces that are sort of around that age, so I'm going to have to keep him away from the family Christmas, I think.
What happens to the import at Christmas?
Oh, well, you know, essentially we sort of, everyone at the club sort of, you know, looks after him, whether it's our family or he's living with Harry Wood, so whether he spends Christmas with the Woods, I don't know, but
a very Wood Christmas, hey?
Yeah, he'll be well looked after. I'm sure there'll be plenty of tucker and a few cold beers. So.
He could come and hang out at Paul Wilson's for Christmas.
Yeah,
that'd be an experience, I reckon.
Oh, yeah, plenty of stories there. Pretty competitive backyard match there too.
It's a good start.
Yeah,
Morgan.
high quality, right in the block hole. Good power play bowling, hard to hit that.
Yep. Yeah, right. Okay. Well, look, Laidley and Ipswich seem to be going along quite well. Have you noticed Darren Kosh's bat out there?
Yes, I have.
Have you seen the stickers?
No.
They're the D79 stickers you did up.
Oh, yeah. Actually, well, it's funny, I was looking at the back and I didn't think that was one of our bats, but that makes sense. Yeah.
It is indeed a Blue Dog bat, but a couple
of
custom stickers that the Blue Dog guys gave me, some K78 ones, and I asked if they'd do up some D79 ones for Darren, which he really loves. He's got them on his bat, and his daughter Felicity
is
also rocking it.
After 5 overs, 1 for 44.
Really good over there from Morgan.
Yeah,
Galvin.
it was.
That's,
Yep.
they were going along at 10 and over basically, and now just pegged it back ever so slightly.
I feel like the power play is critical. I reckon they need to be big over here. I think 187 is a big score, and I think once we get 5 out and the spinners come on, it's going to be a bit tougher. So,
mind you, Blazers weren't even 60 runs after 10 overs.
No, that's it's true. But I mean, that was an exceptional innings, wasn't it? That's a sort of almost a once in a lifetime type knock, I think, from Kyle.
Yep. Take a fair innings for someone to take that off him as a player of the match award, the $50 Blue Dog voucher.
Yeah, I think he's got a pretty good stranglehold on that at the moment. Even if his team happen to lose, I reckon he's going to be hard pressed.
Did you hear what happened in your game? So the umpires, and this is where cricket's at. I'm disgusted. Welshie takes 4 wickets. Zach Beveridge scores 20 runs not out and gets player of the match. I call for an inquiry.
Yeah, that's interesting. I would have thought Welshie was especially got about 4 for about 10 off 4.
Yeah,
didn't he?
yeah. He kind of does that in this competition.
Yeah.
Maybe they're sick of giving him player of the match. Maybe Ashby underneath it.
Under that.
No, Kosh with the D79.
That was like
Just got the hands through it.
Yeah, pretty full ball. And he's
smart move conveyancing replay, Chris.
Here we are, have a look.
And he comes, Mitch Doolan.
Yeah, they just watched it, didn't he? Straight through
Gets down low and gets the hands through it, and off it goes. Probably trust the smaller boundary to help him out. And you see the Downlands College boundary markers here. Does that make an old Downlands boy happy?
Yeah, no, very, very happy to see the Downlands College boundary markers. Actually, I was back at Downlands just last week. Actually, I had to represent Lockyer Valley Council at 6 more.
Sure is.
Yeah, no, I was back at Downlands last week. I had to represent Lockyer Valley Council at the TRL press conference before the Rugby League Grand Final, because the Gatton Hawks were in the final.
Yes, they were. Wasn't it an experience at being at Kale Park last Sunday night with all the footballers coming back?
The Canberra in full swing. Yeah, I have to admit, I think there were a few nude runs and whatnot, but I think they were probably better behaved than I thought they'd be, to be honest.
We had a couple of little runners come across, and then they all went quiet, and I thought we were about to cop a mass streaking.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen, and I must say I was somewhat relieved. But no, it made for a wicked atmosphere, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think. Ooh,
Mitch Doolan to Kosh, dot ball. So why do you represent the Valley to Downlands for the TRL? I'm not quite following you.
So basically they had shot costing
one bounce.
Basically they had all the mayors of the teams that were in the final at the press conference. So we had Vic Panisi,
yes,
the mayor of Clifton. And then Paul Antonio was there as well, and then our mayor Tanya Milligan couldn't make it, so I was just deputising for her at the press conference, basically. So I was, just a small fish in a big pond.
And the councillor role, how's that treat you?
Yeah, it's it's one of those roles. It obviously has its moments, like anything that you do. There's good days and bad days. Good jobs and tough jobs, but on a whole, I think as long as you think you're making the right decisions or the best decisions for your region, and you keep your head down and keep doing that, I think it's not a bad role. You learn pretty quickly you can't please everyone.
Yep.
And you shouldn't try to either. I mean, a lot of the times the right decisions aren't the popular ones.
Yep,
So.
you got to make a call and stick with it, don't you?
Yeah. It's a bit cliche, but it
sounds like being a board member at cricket clubs at times too, doesn't
looks
it?
like an injury here too, with Doolan coming straight off after that last ball.
Got that one on the fingers.
I hope he
hasn't split webbing.
Lady Pioneer Village. Very good.
We'll get Freddie Fittler to check the sideline action.
They do a great job there at the Pioneer Village. I actually, I would have normally been at that function, but I was double booked, so couldn't make it all on. Yeah, that's right. I'll be able to.
Hey, Laidley Pioneer Village replay from yesterday. That'll be on PTV Channel O on YouTube. Ashvir Singh just bunts one down the ground for a single. Very strong young lad, Ashvir. Can muscle the ball down the ground without too much effort. Morgan Galvin comes back for his second over after a pretty good first over. You called for a big over for the last over of the power play, Chris, and got your wish. Kosh down on a knee.
That'll do 6.
Good boundary placement there, I'd say, from the DDBBL officials.
Yeah, he just got there. It was a good shot, though.
Smart move conveyancing replay here, Chris. Kosh just drops down on that knee and gently lifts it over.
Yeah.
D79 bat in full view.
Nice and straight, low risk.
He's a lovely gentleman, Darren Kosh, and a fantastic cricketer. Started out as a fast bowler and saw the light and decided to go to batting, and still does a really good job of it.
Yeah, so I didn't know Koshy back in his bowl. Apparently he used to bowl quick, is that right?
He's pretty slippery.
Yeah.
We had a few of us in that age group that could send him down, and it was a bit of a speed competition there for a while, for which I felt I lost out to Darren Kosh and Sean Cartwright quite regularly. Morgan Galvin incoming.
Oh, he's hit that hard. That's
that is
a great
smoked.
shot. Oh,
that's one bounce over the boundary, and I don't think it's going to metre off the ground.
No, he has absolutely smoked that.
Some kind of bat. So with the Blue Dog stickers, do we still get the choice of colours like we used to?
Yeah, we do, yep. So we've got the white, which is very popular. We've got black, the blue, which is obviously our first colour. We still run with the blue, fluoro yellow, and then we've got pink, which is popular for a lot of the ladies players.
Ladies?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Oh, that's massive.
Wow.
That is massive.
I'll see Kyle Tonkin and go a couple of metres further, thanks. Smart move conveyancing replay here. Pretty much a replay of what we saw earlier, just hit even further.
Yeah, that was a lovely swing of the bat.
Morgan Galvin.
Gosh, he's 48 not out here. He's
off how many balls?
20
48
balls.
off 20. Well, we said Kyle Tonkin had a mortgage on the player of the match. That could be raining Blue Dog vouchers. I think we'll just start dishing them out for all players here that do well.
Oh.
Little guide down to fine leg, looking for the single. .78 runs off 7 overs.
Just make a good fist of this run chase. It's certainly game on now.
Sure is.
Oh, we got the yellow cap.
So with Welshie coming on to bowl, you know, the graphic used to appear on the commentary as to what they bowled. What are we claiming here for Alex?
Oh, he'll tell you it's left arm orthodox. I would call it left arm slow, really slow. Slow and straight at the stumps.
There we go. It's on the graphic. Alex Welsh, left arm really slow.
Yeah, I like that. That's good.
We shouldn't be so rude to the competition's leading wicket taker. He must be swinging it, dropping it, doing something, because he's taking wickets with monotonous regularity.
Yeah, no, I do. I say it in jest. Oh, he's dropped a sharp chance first up. No, I do say it in jest. He's a fantastic bowler. I've played with him now for a long time, and he does this season in, season out, just every season gets 50+ wickets.
And unlike many Northern Englishmen, he's actually got a sense of humour.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. He's probably not your traditional English player. He's got a sense of humour, and he can't drink beer. So he's got a few things wrong there. But
Kosh
and here's
going
another
long.
wicket. Yeah.
And that's out. That's an important wicket.
Yeah.
There will be no smart move conveyancing replay because Barry's ducked off to the toilet. And our slow left arm, really slow bowler, Alex Welsh, strikes with the critical wicket of Darren Kosh.
Yeah, it's a massive wicket in the context of this game.
Brings in Sam Neill.
And I think
the leading run scorer.
This is now a huge partnership for this match. I think if the Blazers could break this partnership early-ish, they're amongst them. But if not, it could be
50 out of this and it's game over.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good spell there from Darren Kosh.
Good spell.
48 of 22 balls.
48 of 22. Well done, Darren.
Yeah, good knock, Koshy.
Did you know? Actually, you would know. But the leading wicket taker, leading run scorer, gets a weekend on the houseboat with Jeff.
I think I did know that. Yes.
Didn't she go on the house? Did someone from?
Yeah. Who?
I remember talking
Yeah.
at Blue Dog Wilson Brothers headquarters there, talking about it one day.
Yeah, I think
Someone got on the houseboat.
Dan or Ant won it, I think, and then I think the old man ended up taking it. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't them that went on the boat anyway. I don't think.
Paul would have loved paddling around the where is it, Barry? Where do we take the houseboat? I wanted to take it out on Lake Ennan in Toowoomba.
Yeah.
Imagine a weekend on Lake Ennan. Now your campaign thus far, Chris, hasn't really reached the heights of some other years.
Yeah, I think Aztecs we've probably been let down a bit, to be honest, with some of our squad just being unavailable for a whole range of reasons. Obviously, we lost Jared Sipple in the lead up to the tournament with an ACL, which was huge.
Yep.
I think he's probably one of, if not the best bat in the competition. And we sort of were forced to replace him with a bowler, which our bowling attack when everyone plays is really good, but it was probably just that, I think, with that one or two really class batsmen short. We've sort of had decent power plays in our games, then we've just lost clumps of wickets in the middle, and this morning we only got 103, I think 120 we probably win, the batting let us down. So
well, tonight, televised game, lights on, I think it's your time to shine.
Yeah, well, hopefully. Yeah, and personally, I'm getting starts, I'm getting 20 odd and getting out, so hopefully I can get in and go on with it tonight. It'll be good, but we'll see.
All right, we've got men at the moment. Kyle Tonkin coming on to replace Morgan Galvin from the Cawdor Road end. I don't know what road it is, so it's not Cawdor Road, but Cawdor Road's synonymous with Highfields. So
and if you say it confidently,
it's about sales, isn't it?
That's right.
Kyle Tonkin pitching up first ball. Interesting action. Fair bit of inside outery in Kyle's action there. He bends over and gets beyond perpendicular with his arm, but bowls a heavy ball.
Well, if anyone's going to get a couple of wickets here, it's going to be Cole, and then after the day he's had so far. So let's see how we go.
See if he can get a fifer.
Yeah, just to really make sure that voucher.
It's just a different skiddy angle, and you can see Ashby not as comfortable with it. Doesn't know whether he wants to play with flat hands through the cut or try and drive it. Pretty sure if he gets another one, he'll probably stand up and try and drive it with more conventional hands. Tell you what, Ashby's got some sweet bats. Grandad sends them over from India direct. Right. I'm not sure where they're coming out of, but there's some weapons amongst them.
Yeah, it's a pretty amazing process actually. Some of the bat makers over there, they're so talented. I've been to India a couple of times to the bat factories, and what they can do is just amazing. All handcrafted, there's limited machine usage. They are super talented craftsmen over there.
So you hear they talk a lot about. There we go.
Top of off.
Sneaks one through.
Well,
Sam Neill.
99 not out. Now the wicket of Sam Neill. He's certainly firming up for that match award.
Smart move, conveyancing replay. Quality ball there, just nips the top of the middle stump by the looks of it. And now, dink. Pressure back on Livewired. They were cruising along at 10 and over. They've arrested the run rate a little bit. Removed the gun, Sam Neill, the leading run scorer for the tournament, and judging by number 19, I would have gone with Cody Walker. It's Charlie Bignell, young Charlie Bignell. So Charlie's just moved down here from the Northern Territory. Goes pretty well. Had a pretty good BPL under 18s. Played a year young. Pretty crafty sort of a guy. Not explosive power, but he can nerdle and invent and do some pretty cool stuff. A pretty wise person from Toowoomba got him on board with Blue Dog Sports Bats.
Yes, I thought I recognised the name as soon as you said it. So did he play 18s BPL for Dingoes or?
No, yes, he did play for the Dingoes. Him and Harry Sipple had 12 and over to chase for about 8 overs and brought it home for him.
Yeah, nice.
In one game, it was.
Dear. That looks a good shout. Oh, he's walked away from it. Jeez. I know we're square on, but looked a decent shout.
Smart move, conveyancing replay will let us know if this was definitely out or not. Pretty confident that it wasn't going over.
No, it was full. Maybe. Yeah.
It's interesting, these kids going from under 18s to men's cricket. The bowling's not necessarily quicker, it just seems to hit the bat harder.
Yeah. It comes a little bit higher height too at times.
Running out, Charlie. And that's over. 3 for 84 off 9 overs. 2 overs ago, cruising along well above 10, and now just pressure's back on Livewired to get through. Both these teams are on 2 victories.
Yeah, it's a big game in the context of the competition, isn't it?
Yep, sure is. Barry, we still doing the around the ground? Hit us with it.
Let's go around the grounds for Livewired Electrical on PTV Channel O.
Look at the graphic there, beautiful. So, Hip Pocket Rockets versus Valley Raptors. Valley Raptors scored 171 with Nick Budden, Australian deaf cricketer, whacking a solid 60. Ben O'Connell 46. Dan Pollock 30 not out off 14. The Hip Pocket Rockets are 2 for 71. Let's have a look. Blake Anderson 41 off 32. Charlie Hodson from the Valley departed to Harry Dillon. Luke Neal was the leading run scorer, but no runs today in both his games. Lockie Bellicott currently there at Blake Anderson, 2 for 71 off 9 overs. So that's needing 100 off 11. That's all to play for there. Hip Pocket need that victory to keep them in touch as well. So fascinating times.
Yeah, pretty key partnership now with Anderson and Bellicott in that match, I would imagine.
Yeah, Lockie Bellicott. I had him for South Queensland a couple of times. Fantastic tourist, good man to have on your team.
Yeah, he's a good cricketer. Lockie's one of those guys, always competing. Bats, he bowls, he fields well.
Looks like he'd make a good lock.
Yeah, he plays a lot of footy. I think he plays in the middle there. I think he actually found himself playing a bit of front row this season. But
yeah, right.
Yeah, no, he's a good footy player.
In the Ipswich comp?
He played in the Brisbane A grade comp this year, I believe.
Who did he play for?
Now you're testing me.
Just make it up, say it with confidence.
I'm going to say West, but that may not be correct.
All right, scores 87. Anything happens on 87. Typically anything happens on any ball in cricket, but because it's 87, we make a big deal out of it. Zach Beveridge with a dot ball. Good to see Zach bowling a dot ball because he hasn't bowled a lot of dot balls lately.
Yeah, he probably has bowled better at times throughout his career, but he's a quality cricketer, I'm sure.
And he's a personality that bounces back.
Yeah, I think. Oh, what's happened there? Edge maybe?
Bit of everything.
you just sort of get the feeling here at the moment the Blazers have got the squeeze right on here. I think these next couple of overs could be really telling in this match.
I think young Charlie playing quite a decent level of men's cricket here is possibly just a little bit overawed by this.
No, it's a big challenge. Facing Zach, who's played a fair bit of Brisbane first grade cricket. It's a big challenge for him, but I'm sure it'll be all the better for the experience.
101 runs required off 10 overs, so run rate creeping up to 10s now. Charlie just inventing around the corner again. Lifetime ambition to open a sporting store containing Blue Dog Sports equipment up in Darwin. Chip's Sporting Store, he wants to call it.
Yeah, right.
Pretty simple aspiration there, but it'd be great to see him achieve it.
Yeah, they love their cricket up in Darwin, don't they? That strike league they have throughout the winters become.
He got to be a part of that.
popular.
I think he was 12th man for a few of them. Maybe he got a run there, but
yeah, right.
Pretty cool for a young fella to be involved with that. All right, Ashfield. Time for Ashfield to step up, I think.
Shot.
Just
I didn't
clubs
quite
it down
get
the
it.
ground for the single. Ashfield's probably the key to the success of this innings now, isn't he?
Yeah, you feel like he needs to probably, get 60, 70 plus for them to do well in this match, which from what I've seen so far, he's certainly well and truly capable of. So hopefully, from the impartial spectator point of view, he can go deep here and give us a good match to see.
You haven't played for either of these teams in your DDBBL experience, have you?
No, I played for the
Hip Pocket
Premiership team 2 years ago. Obviously, COVID last year, and then before that, I played for the now defunct Liverpool Lions.
That's right.
In the first DDBBL.
You've got the collector's shirt though.
Yes, limited edition. Yes, got it signed by Chris as well, of course. Which
shout out to Chris. He said he'd be watching today.
Not sure if that doubled or reduced the value, Chris, but anyway.
I had Chris down at the BPL this week. Him and Vic Williams in charge of the Western Power under-18s, the power couple that they were.
Yes, and I think they lost the final, didn't they?
Yeah, to be honest, they did really well to make it through the final.
Yeah.
Kevin Arnold and we nicknamed Regan Libke Winnie.
Yeah, actually, young Jared who works for us, and Regan both had good tournaments. I was sort of following the scores throughout the week. They both did well. So
found ways to win games from difficult positions.
They sort of had lots of different people step up throughout the week. Like no one, got massive amount of runs or wickets, but everyone sort of chipped in and did their job.
And you looked at their bowling, and there was nothing express, or people weren't turning the ball a mile, but they just got it done. So congratulations. Prior to the power, first power team to make a final. People along with the Dingoes get a bit blasé about making finals and all that kind of thing, but obviously a big thing for the power, Chris.
Yeah, and that would be very exciting for them, no doubt. It's a bit of the old BPL's a bit of a rivalry in our family because Dan helps coach the power, and Ant obviously helps coach the Dingoes. So
Ant saw the light very early on, I think.
Yeah, I just sort of sit on the fence and get splinters,
That's an over, and very effective over there from Cole Tonkin. 3 for 92 after 11. I don't get many phone calls from Dan.
Down 3 for 92.
Yeah, Dan Wilson, you don't hear much from him, so when he does call, he's got something to say. So after the first auction night in the first BPL, I got a bit cranky with how things worked out, and I think Dan sensed my frustration and called me the next day and just calmed me down in a very Dan Wilson considered way, and all was well with the world, with the Dingoes and the power.
Oh yeah, I was actually there that night. That's when the power just magically found more budget. Is that?
Yeah, that's right. And we were chasing one of the Ludders to complete our bowling roster. We were keen on Chris Glass as well, and potentially Jared Sipple, and we got none of them because the budget magically increased for the power.
Yeah.
And look, in the end, good luck to them. They got away with it, and not that they got away with it because they didn't do anything wrong, but they asked, they received.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where it probably needed to be communicated with all the teams if you're going to sort of change something up part of the way through.
Charlie Bignall showing no respect to Alex
Charlie.
Welsh.
That's great. It's sort of might take the shackles off him, good for his confidence to get one away, which is good.
Smart move, conveyancing replay here. Charlie Bingle, one step down. Nice easy swing. 6 runs. Alex Welsh not used to getting hit for 6 in this competition. Might retaliate with something that turns.
Ooh.
No, just skids one underneath the bat
Slightly
instead.
quicker.
But yes, I did appreciate my phone call from Dan Wilson. Too few and far between for my liking. I love hearing from him.
Yeah, he's not usually short of a chat or a word, that's for sure.
Oh, Bingle goes again. It's up, man under it.
Oh,
and he's gone. Alex Welsh suffering a 6, but strikes back.
Yeah, got his revenge.
Smart move, conveyancing replay. Here we go. Bignall tries to do exactly the same. Gets a little bit of toe on that by the looks of it.
Yeah, he went back to the well, but didn't quite get that one as well as the first. Looks like we got young Tom Sipple coming out to bat now.
Tommy Sip. All right, what's Big Tommy going to bring?
Yeah, he's a good player, Tom. He's had a good tournament too. I think his bowling is exceptionally good in white ball cricket, and his fast leg spinners are hard to get away. And he's a very good batsman as well. He's probably more of a, he'll probably work it round more than sort of plunder it over the fence, but he's a very accomplished player.
Do you think Alex will be having a couple of kind words to him of encouragement?
He should be, but he's probably just too nice, Welshie, to be honest.
Ashville.
Oh, he's doubled up 2 and 2.
That is the one. That's the one they were looking for. Probably not having a blue dog bat cost Ashville there. Had he had a blue dog, he would have got.
Yeah, that would have been 6 more. Yeah, that's right. But yeah, you feel like that's a massive turning point in this match, I think.
There's a fair bit of scurrying going on down in the
there's pads and gloves flying everywhere over there at the minute.
I don't need to see a number. I can tell this is Cody Walker coming into bat.
Yeah, it's a pretty noticeable stature, isn't it?
Of the Walker clan of Toowoomba. A very similar build. All right, so 4 for 99 off 11.5. I say that over has finished the match.
Yeah, it's hard to disagree, to be honest. 2 wickets and 2 balls. Both the set batsmen because they crossed, obviously, in the first one. So it'll be some win from here, in my opinion, from the Livewired Lightning, but you never know.
Slow left arm on a hat-trick. He's taken 4 wickets this morning on a hat-trick now. What do you reckon? We're going for LB?
Yep, he's going to be
sliding it on.
It's going to be arm ball at the stumps. That's what I'm bowling if I'm him anyway.
Speaking of bowling, do you ever bowl?
Rarely.
All right, Welsh, hat-trick. Flights one up.
Oh, he threw it up.
And that should be his over.
No, not much bowling for me these days, Kent. Bowled a lot as a kid, as most of us do.
Rapid heat?
No, I bowled a bit of leg spin as a young fella, then medium pace. But yeah, flat out getting to the crease these days, let alone rolling the arm.
How that feels. Good to see you manned up and.
Over 5 for 99 after 12.
Good to see you manned up and put away the leg spin and went to the seam bowling though. That's most times people wimp out of being a seam bowler and go to the spin. So
yeah, I felt like as I got older I was doing less bowling, and then if you're doing less bowling, leg spins are pretty hard craft to when you're only bowling every now and again.
Tonkin to Sipple. Sipple's first ball.
Oh, Nick down the third man.
Sneaks away. The evergreen Troy Gursky patrolling the boundary like a panther down there. And that's 100 for the Lightning. 88 to get. 11 and over from here. 2 new batters. I think this is too much of a mountain.
So assuming the Blazers do get up here, it's going to be pretty congested. the table potentially, isn't it, going into the last round?
Yeah.
Of the DDBBL, which is good. Just want to see. Obviously, my Aztecs are still languishing down the bottom, but outside of that, there's probably a lot of teams still.
Well, it's a race between 4 now because you got you guys languishing and Rob Scan are languishing as
Rob
well.
Scan, yeah, sorry, yeah.
Barry, you want to cue us in on around the grounds?
Oh, what's out?
Before we go around the grounds, there's another wicket. Stumps go rocking back. Don't worry about the smart move conveyancing replay. I've already given them a plug here, Barry. Let's go around the grounds.
Let's go around the grounds for Livewired Electrical on PTV Channel O.
Electricity going through the stadium. All right, so Valley Raptors 5 for 171 as previously stated. Hip Pocket Rockets got themselves to 3 for 98. Blake Anderson's still there, 53 off 42. Loggy Velicott perished, 15 off 13. Matt Hallis is out there, 11 off 4 balls. They probably told him to go in and tap around the singles, and therefore Matt 11 off 4. 3 for 98 off 12.1. So 8 overs left, basically 70 odd runs. So 9s they got to go at. Probably still even Stevens in that one.
Yeah, 7 wickets still in the Hearts. It's still very gettable.
Hip Pocket missed this one. That's dropped 2 for the day. That could be tough for them.
Yeah, because they were 2-0, weren't they,
Yep.
before today, high flying. So
Owner Graham Strang was fairly chipper last week on the commentary about how they were 2-0 and the Semi-Pros radio program hadn't spoken to him yet. So I wonder if he'll still be as keen to get on the Semi-Pros now.
I was talking to Graham this morning. He's laid up in bed at home.
He's got a bit of man loogie.
Yeah, touch and go. He's going to make it. They reckon it's that bad.
Graham probably watching on. Greetings, Graham. Hope you can hear us. The man loogie tends to go with your hearing going first, so I'm going to put a little graphic up there. Little shout out to Strangy there. Alright, Tonkin coming into, is that Tom on strike?
Yep.
Bunts away for a single to the gold cap of Alex Welsh.
Who's out there now? Is that Brandon Sarberg maybe?
Got the numbers there, Brendan Sarberg.
Yep.
Looks like I might have jumped the gun on the over there. This is the final ball of over 12, the 13th over, sorry. Sarberg bunts one into the outfield. 1 run. That concludes 13. 6 for 103 after 13 overs.
After 13 overs, 6 for 103.
And you can just feel the temperature dropping slightly now, Chris. The old Toowoomba early spring chipping in. It'd probably be 35 in Laidley at the moment.
Yeah, if you get a suntan on down there. But I was smart. I knew we had the night game. I've packed the hoodie, the trackies,
good man,
the everything. I've been caught out once too many times up in Toowoomba on a cool evening. So
what's next for Blue Dog or the Wilsons, or you people don't sit still? I know that much.
Yeah, we've just bought a shed down the road from our shop actually, which will be great. The gentleman we bought it off is an electrician, a retired electrician, so we're just waiting for him to clear his stuff out, and then we'll move into there as a bit of a warehouse and put all our noisy gear over there, embroidery machines and printers and knocking machines, and make a bit more office space and showroom, which will be good.
I do like the rustic charm of Blue Dog Sports headquarters. Selecting your bat with the embroidery machine going off
banging
in
away, so hopefully in a couple of months' time we won't have to worry about that, which will be good.
Very nice. And who will that get out of? Does that shift Harry out, or?
No, we'll probably leave our sales guys shot.
4 runs to Sarberg.
Leave our sales guys in the office there, and then just move over like our embroidery and decoration and dispatch and all that sort of stuff.
Less of Paul in the office.
Yeah, one can only hope, eh?
He's a great man, Paul. Probably not listening in, I'd say.
Yeah, probably not. I'm not sure what he's up to today. I mean, wouldn't be far away from a Scotch and Coke by this time of day, I'd say.
Sarberg cuts. No run there. Sharp fielding. So he likes a Scotch.
Yeah, it's his go-to. Yep. Scotch and Pepsi Max as we normally.
Always an easy Christmas present.
Yeah,
bottle of Scotch for the old man. Yeah. I've gone to that well a few times. Alex Welsh will be happy to concede the single. They need more than singles at the moment. Livewired Lightning.
Yeah, not sure what they got left in the hutch, but they'd certainly need someone to come out and probably chance their arm a bit now. It's
Darcy Murphy did a fair bit of coaching for me, and the way he attacked those 13 and 14-year-old kids leaves me with a lot of confidence as to what he could do given the opportunity. It's only 7 off that over, 6 for 110 after 14. Mountain to climb here for the...
yeah, what's that required? 78 off 6. It'll be some win from here.
78 off 36 balls.
You would need a Kyle Tonkin-esque innings to make this happen. But as he's bowling, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So new shed. Will that have an air-conditioned office for someone in there, or?
Yeah, we've got a bit of work to do before we're going to line it and vermin-proof it and all the rest of it. So it'll be a little way before we're in there. But yeah, probably a couple of offices over there to hide from people at times. You know what I mean? It's having the shop front's great, but it's also every man and their dog comes in for a chin wag. So
you Pillocks did position yourselves at the front of the building too.
Yeah, if we had that time again, we probably would have designed it a bit differently. But that's what it is.
Always great to walk into BDS HQ and see the smiling Wilsons on our way in. 2 runs there to Sarberg. And Harry recently bought himself a residence in Laidley as well, I saw.
Yeah, he did, yeah. Yep. Nice and close to town. He's actually, he's only a couple of blocks from the shop, so which is...
Excellent. Alarm goes off. You got someone...
Yeah, that's right. He rolls out. Oh, that might be another ball.
And 4. And a free hit. That's what Smart Move Conveyancing replay. We'll definitely be able to see if this was over hip height.
And first viewing, it looked comfortably over, so we'll have a look.
At what point do you think the twin cities of Plainlands and Laidley will join?
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't think it'll be too far away, but before there's a lot of houses in that.
Would there be an amalgamation of names? Something like Plaidley?
Yeah, I don't know. I reckon you do well to get that across the line, to be honest. There's a lot of, particularly from the Laidley angle, the Plainlands a bit sort of newer on the scene, I suppose, but there's some pretty passionate locals that would
just turn them into Laidley North.
Yeah. Well, there is Laidley North at the moment.
Oh, really?
Yeah. A couple of the estates out there.
Greater Laidley.
Official address is Laidley North.
Could we go down the English path? They have some funky names. Some of their satellite towns. Much Laidley.
Yeah.
Greater Laidley.
Yeah. Yes.
Laidley Green.
It's certainly all happening out there at Plain at the moment. Every time you drive past, there's a new building going up.
Something going up. I remember one of the little hamlets close to me was the village of Ugly.
Village of Ugly.
And instead of
plenty about on that.
Sarberg.
Yes.
Comes from the same club as Kyle Tonkin. Might be willing to play that in. Smart Move Conveyancing replay.
Yeah, so Brandon Sarberg, he's a Gatton boy, isn't he, playing up here at Mets?
Have to be if you got the surname Sarberg.
Played a bit of touch footy with him actually a few years ago. Yeah.
Fairly quiet sort of a character.
He is, yeah, he's a good fella, but yeah, he's quiet, yeah.
Bang, 6 runs. Yeah, no, so instead of the CWA, they have the Women's Institute, and they had to change the name from Ugly Women's Institute.
Yeah, so I can see how that might be a little bit controversial.
15 overs, 6 for 124.
24, I was so close.
64 of 30 required.
64 off 30, 12 and over.
Yeah, handy little kick along that last day before him, wasn't it?
Yeah. Looks like Sarberg's the key to this chase, I think.
I'm going to call a wicket in this over, Alex Welsh.
Stumping?
Nah, caught out here on the boundary somewhere, I think. Or a cover. Oh.
None of us are right, really.
No. Didn't deserve a wicket, that one anyway. It was one of his probably rare bad balls.
Welsh. Oh, he's a prime athlete. moving like a gazelle out there.
He's about this time tomorrow. He's both his knees look like watermelons.
The northern Englishman will come out of him. I don't know why I played this game. Caught out in the boundary. I'll give you the points victory on that one, Chris Wilson. Smart move, conveyancing replay. Never really got enough on this one. Welsh doesn't give him much pace to work with.
Yeah, that's what he does well. All the pace has to come from the batsman with the way he bowls.
And we like to make fun of it and make it out to be easy, but it's not. You got to have some bravado to be able to throw a ball up and invite the batsman to go at you.
And he's smart enough too with the length he bowls. He bowls it slow. He doesn't bowl half volley. You still got to reach for it.
Balls are back of the length. Well, dire straits here for the Lightning. 7 for 124. Damage was done a few overs ago when Alex Welsh took 2 wickets in an over, and they've never really recovered from there.
Yeah, certainly no criticism of Sarberg there. He had no choice. He had to go for it. We're at that point. So,
what do you make of how Dan Borrow puts the Adacare flags out? I often think that he's just been lazy and not hammered them in well enough, or scared of piercing the irrigation system.
Well, I have to admit, Ken, I hadn't noticed it until you brought it to my attention, but they are a little bit on the lean there, aren't they?
I think it's intentional. And it's worked, hasn't it?
Yeah.
He's got us talking about the...
Maybe we need to change it up. We need to put them upright, change the luck for the Aztecs, maybe, if we fix the flags up.
Instead of being at... maybe it's at half-mast.
For the Queen. I think you're onto it.
Dan Borrow's special tribute to Queen Elizabeth. Little bunt sweep shot there from the new batter. Bunt sweep shots aren't going to get them over the line.
No, what's he got? He's got 4 wickets here, Welsh. A couple of balls left for a fifer.
I wonder if the umpires in this game will find a way. Ooh. Yeah, they might find the way. Kyle's innings.
Yeah, he's no chance. Kyle's got to get it.
Geez, Alex, 8 wickets in a day, and potentially not getting player of the match.
It's probably best if someone else gets the voucher anyway. He gets most of his BDS gear at a fairly reasonable rate. So.
61 of 24.
How's the other game shaping up?
I was just about to duck into that. Barry, do you want to hit us with an around the grounds?
Let's go around the grounds for Livewired Electrical on PTV Channel O.
All right, around the ground. So Valley Raptors 5 for 171, playing the Hip Pocket Rockets 3 for 128. How many overs? Blake Anderson still there on 69. Matt Hallis 24 off 15. 3 for 128 off 16. 4 overs remaining. 43 runs needed.
Yeah, right. Still very much game on, yeah.
Anyone's. Sounds like a spirited game down there on field 2.
Yes, must have been a bit of an incident down there, yeah.
Wow, so all going on out here too. Batters getting struck.
Yeah, nice straight drive, straight back at his mate at the other end. Probably keen to wrap this up too, I guess, the Blazers. I reckon run rate's probably going to come into play, I guess, potentially for some.
Yeah. Could be an important
some teams.
back in the attack. One, maybe two.
Ooh,
Yes.
a little fumble.
Oh, it's been a glorious day for cricket, Chris.
Yeah, turn the weather on, absolutely. It's been a fantastic day.
Toowoomba does that anytime we have an event.
Oh, look, I've been to some events in Toowoomba where the weather probably hasn't been as nice
bang,
as today.
down the ground, Chuck Carter underneath it.
Another wicket.
Takes the catch easily. Smart move, conveyancing, replay. Never really had enough on it. Hit it quite sweetly, but just not enough heave. Straight down the throat. Is that young Tom Sipp there? It was.
Yeah, Tom now.
We got number 18, Michael Dow. Not noted for his batting heroics, but no time like the present to make a name for yourself. Tony Anderson rejoining us. Tony, in the earlier commentary edition, did you update the world on the well-being of Mabel the cow? So Tony had an incident last weekend where one of his favoured cows, favoured breeders, got a head stuck in a shed and half ripped her ear off.
Oh dear.
Tony, at a scene of Yorkshire vet, came to her aid, stitched her ear back on. Tony, any updates? How is the old girl? He's still hanging on.
Positive.
That's character. So Mabel the cow, ear still attached, not fallen off, maybe not in great shape, but better than the alternatives, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll get her other side of her head stuck in the shed, get a matching pair.
Square it up.
Michael Dow, let's see what he can do with the willow.
He's going to have to go big and straight up.
Yep, no time to mess about.
Ooh,
He has
he's had a crack.
Has a swipe at it, ball's in the air, that's going to drop.
That is lovely
That's
placement.
great chipping. Reminds me of a young Chris Wilson. So, 57, 58 runs still to get in 3.3 overs. So, would take some massive hitting from here. And with Troy Gursky out there patrolling the boundary, highly unlikely.
He's tucking himself into third man there. Not a bad spot in the 2020 game, the third man. I found myself there earlier today, and not a bad spot to hide at all.
Fielding position of the veteran.
Yeah, well, if they do get it there, they're only ever looking for one, so there's no pressure on the throw. It's a good spot.
And that concludes over 17.
After 17 overs, 8 for 132.
8 for 132.
18 balls.
All right, all to play for here. Alex Welsh would have bowled himself out, I would have thought.
Yeah.
Who have we got coming on here? Number 2. Oh, it's back to Rob Fitzgerald to close out the innings for the Blazers. Michael Dow. Challenge is on for him to try and whack some pretty quick runs.
See Paul Graham's name on the Blazers list here. Has he played much in the tournament so far?
Did he play week 1?
Oh, that's out.
Out, and I think he's copped himself a nice bruise.
Yeah, just missed the pad, didn't it? He sort of went down to lap it, and that looked all flesh.
Smart move, conveyancing replay. You'll see young Michael Dow. Let's see what the camera says for height.
Yeah.
Yep, not going over.
Tough shot to execute that one.
The golden helmet of Darcy Murphy.
Yeah.
Striding out to the crease. So West had a first grade victory in the Brisbane Premier Grade final against Ipswich in the 2-day comp season just past. was an interesting time for myself because I got friends at both clubs, so it was great to see West win, but also very disappointed for the Hornets men.
Yeah, it was a good game. I mean, West batted obviously exceptionally well. Ipswich in the first innings were probably under par of what they posted, and they knew that.
I was actually there, and was it Dan or Ant got run out?
Yeah, Ant.
I think that was a big turning point.
Yeah, he was batting really well, and they were rebuilding the innings at that point in time, and then he got run out, which probably in the end, I'm not going to say cost them the game, but it was a huge blow. If they could have posted, 300 plus, you just never know. I know West obviously made a squillion in return, but had Hornets made a few more in their dig,
put pressure on the innings.
It's a different game, isn't it? But no, West played well all year and thoroughly deserved their victory.
Big Darcy making cricket bats look small.
Yeah, doesn't he what? He's got a bit on that. Third man.
That big Jack Carter down there.
Yeah, he's done well there.
Big buckets for hands, held onto him. Held onto a catch today. Safe as houses down on the boundary there now. One wicket to get. Darcy with his toothpick. Rob Fitzgerald.
Slow
bang.
ball, he's up and under.
Big Mel. Drop punts one bounce.
Six
runs.
6.
I think that's Zach Beveridge out on. Oh no, that might not be Zach on the boundary. I was going to say Zach, being a friend of Darcy's, might have helped him out.
Maybe the skipper's put himself a bit low in the order here.
As I've said, I've seen his form against 13-year-olds and it looks pretty good.
He's got big levers on him. He's only got to get a bit on it and it's got to go.
Shame he's got a toothpick of a bat. It's not a toothpick, but geez, it looks like one.
He's a big man.
Coming down the pitch.
Now square drive.
Behind square, Alex Welsh just escorting that ball to the boundary.
Yeah, trundling after it. That's a lovely shot, that one.
Where's he been?
Yeah. Maybe he's just going to get a little 20 or 30 knot out here and say to the boys,
A little red anchor.
It's fairly easy. What were you doing?
Yeah. Right. How's Rob Fitzgerald going to respond? I'm going to go slower ball.
Yeah, I think pace off. Maybe pace off, wide of off is where I'd go. Make him reach for it.
If anyone's going to reach, it's probably the
yeah.
big man's wingspan. What he does with it is the next question, but Dot Porter Fitzgerald. So this evening's game, you guys taking on the yet to win Rob Scan?
Yeah, obviously both sides are yet to have a win, so I think it's a great opportunity for both teams to try and chalk a win up. Whilst finals are out of reach, you still want to, play well in every game, and for our guys, obviously, Dan's put his money up, and Ando gives you put a lot of time in, so it'd be good to put a good performance on the board and get a win for the Aztecs. So hopefully we go okay.
Aztecs have traditionally been a strong franchise, and things haven't gone their way with players and availability and so forth. So you hate to see it, but inevitably someone cops the raw end of the pineapple most times in a competition, and I know Dan will get through it. Justin will get through it. They're good men, but still not overly enjoyable for him, is it?
No, it's a shame because I think after the draft, you looked at our team on paper and it was a pretty good side. It's just a lot of circumstances have sort of led to where we are, and but we're not going to make any excuses. We've still had good cricketers playing every game and probably just haven't performed as good as we could have or should have. So hopefully tonight we can turn things around. I think the one good thing about our side is, although we haven't won a game, there's certainly the spirits in the camp are still very high and positive, and everyone's backing each other. So yeah, hopefully we can play well tonight.
Justin's usually a good man for team spirit and enjoying oneself.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've lost games. We've had a quick chat. We haven't dwelled on it. Everyone's trying their best, and that's all you can ask.
Morgan Galvin starting the 19th over.
Oh,
cheeky little round the corner.
Yeah.
This is Christopher Stern.
Yeah.
So he works up at Toowoomba Grammar, I think.
He just used the pace there, didn't he, and tucked it around the corner.
Another
lovely shot.
Another Pongolian import.
Do you teach her at grammar or?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So not sure what he does up there, and hasn't been playing cricket locally, but threw his hat in the ring to have a chop at the DDBBL. And
well, hopefully it might get him keen for the season ahead, maybe.
yeah, might see the Blue Dogs checkbook come out, little contract.
No checkbooks sent our way. We've had a few fellas turn up to training over the years and ask what the club's going to do for them to get them to play, and we said, well, you can pay your registration fee like everyone else and you're welcome to play, and sort of haven't seen those guys after that session.
You can come and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, that's right.
Morgan Galvin coming around the wicket to Darcy Murphy, obviously man with the plan. I'm going to back Big Melman to try and slash him away through mid-wicket and
he's looking
get it down to
towards
third man.
He's certainly looking towards the live wide 10, I reckon. That's where he's hoping. Oh! Stop it!
For number 11.
Well, Kent, I did not see that coming.
That's
little
that's
ramp.
Incredible batting.
Lovely.
Whoa. Smart move, conveyancing replay. Check this out, viewers.
It's a long way. It's a long way down too.
The tallest man in the world carrying a toothpick just bops one over the top. Look at that. He's practiced that in the nets while coaching for K78.
I reckon if I tried that, I'd hit myself in the head.
I tried to play a ramp once and tried to hit it down where Darcy hit it there, but I managed to get it over second slip and almost hit myself in the head. No, well played. Morgan Galvin, how's he going to respond? Goes with the full ball at the stumps. Well played, Darcy Murphy.
You know, credit to Livewired here. They're nearly up 160, which, you know, would ordinarily win a lot of games in this competition, so it's not like they've batted poorly. They've just been beaten by one really, really good innings by Kyle Tonkin.
And been coiled.
Yeah, absolutely.
Galvin on his way in to Stern. Oh, that's a proud looking drive there.
Actually, I'm looking forward to tonight. Actually, there's a bit of byplay in the match. We've got the two Ryan brothers going head to head. A bit of tall timber going at each other.
Yes. Yeah, they're big people. Geez, it'd be a special treat if there was a Walker brother and a Ryan brother on each team.
Yeah, little. Yes.
The long and the short of it. Graham Strang, we hope you're well, my friend. Pull through for all the wicket keepers out there. Another wide. Morgan Galvin's going to hand it to the Livewired Lightning in wides here. No, Strangy, we wish you well. Don't let us make out that keepers are a soft people. You'll pull through, brother.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hopefully the hip pocket can win that second game today. Otherwise, that's not going to be great for his flu, is it? Two losses.
No, he may not even come back for the next round.
Yeah.
Stern just bunting a single away. That should end the 19th over. Nine for 160 off 19 overs. A few too many runs in this last over to make it happen. 27, mind you, if
Livewired Lightning, 9 for 160, so 28 required.
Darcy Murphy can get more of these ramp shots going,
yeah,
what could happen?
Need a couple free hits or something is what we need.
We joke, but yeah, had they not let Kyle Tonkin get away from them, they could have easily won this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
Darcy Murphy is definitely not wearing the yellow helmet as a leading run scorer.
Yes.
Although after what we've seen, maybe he should be.
He is, well, the yellow helmet is, it's a commentator's dream, isn't it? It's pretty easy to pick which batsman's which. Mind you, with Darcy out there, it'd be pretty easy anyway.
He could wearing a brown helmet and still be seen.
Yes.
All right, Big Melman on strike. Shout out to Annie Murphy. She makes a mean roast according to Darcy. Beef roast being her roast of choice.
It'd take a fair bit of roast to fill the big unit up, wouldn't it?
I reckon he'd like a snack.
Yeah.
Alright, Rob Fitzgerald filing the last over.
Troy
Gursky prowling the boundary for the ramp shot.
He looks keen for the ball down the Troy, doesn't he?
He does. Just grazing away down there.
Oh, he's got plenty of bat on that. It's
Runs.
4 more over cover.
Forlorn effort out on the boundary. I think if Darcy Murphy goes through this innings not out, it'd only be right that he opens the innings for Livewired in their next round.
Well, you got to keep going, haven't you? Just like the junior cricket days, you just keep going with what happened last week.
Fitzgerald to Murphy. Back deep. Man out there.
6.
Over.
Oh.
Gee whiz. 171. Well, mathematically possible.
Yeah, 3 more of them, and
Barry's rejoined us.
We joked about the free hit before. They wouldn't want one of them now.
Especially with the levers and toothpick on strike.
Yes, he's hit him beautifully.
Yes.
Oh,
jinx.
That's straight up. Yeah, we got him as well. We got oh no.
He shouldn't have run the single.
I was going to use the sun in the eyes excuse. That certainly wasn't the issue.
No. When I was talking to the great Mick Sipple, the white ball in the blue sky is relatively hard, isn't it?
Yeah, true.
Then the white ball in the night sky I also found hard to really judge the depth of it too. So
yeah.
I sound like I'm full of excuses.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm running with it anyway to make up for the errors I make in the field later on tonight. One ball to go. A little bit more Murphy magic to finish would be good, wouldn't it? We ended up with a really good score here at Livewired in the run chase.
Yes. Chris Wilson, thanks for jumping into commentary. I was hoping you'd stay for 5 overs. We got you for the full 20. It's been a rare pleasure for you to sit still long enough. I wish you were this attentive when I'm trying to ring you with something really important.
Well, I've got my 2 boys here, so I figured the longer I commentated, the less parenting I had to do. So.
Very sensible.
Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. So this concludes the third game of the day. Livewired Lightning 9 for 174, falling short by 13 runs, and Grammar Blazers 187. Kyle Tonkin man of the match, 99 runs off 30-something balls in a sublime knock. So we'll see you back here in an hour for Rob Scan v Adacare. Thanks very much. You won't see us back here in an hour. No night game televised.
This broadcast of the DDBBL on PTV Channel O and Power FM special events brought to you by HM Mechanical in association with Adacare, Smart Move Conveyancing and Livewired Electrical.